DJ Smalls. That name sounds familiar. That name sounds familiar, DJ Smalls. Yeah, right? Yeah.
All right, you guys are tuned in to Lyrical Fix Podcast, episode 82, with your host, Sade.
And Kid Pro.
And we are here with a very special guest. I
We
haven't seen him forever, and I did miss you. The way you perform is, like, amazing.
That's right. Last time I saw you was, I believe, at Check It. Open mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
You perform other places, obviously. Like, you gotta, I gotta catch you somewhere else, for sure. Yeah. Out of my element, I guess.
Yeah. But we got a Bronx native in the building, residing now in Jersey. You might have seen him on the latest Grind Mode Cypher. You might have seen, or you might have heard of him with his newest EP that released early this year, Where It Started At. Also Cage Music as well. We got the Bar Christ in the building. Now tell me your name, sir. Tell me your name.
What's going on, everybody? I go by the name of Ray Pearson.
Hey.
The Bar Christ, Suave Ramon, whatever you want to call me. Just know it's all right.
I love that shit.
Now, with the Suave Ramon, I meant to ask you, there's a little wrestling behind that, right?
There is.
Yes, okay.
There is.
That's Pro's bag.
Yeah. We gonna get into that because I had questions. There's something else that we have in common. Obviously, our love for wrestling, for pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But before we do get started, I want to remind y'all, this is the Lyrical Fix Pod, at the Lyrical Fix Pod on IG, Lyrical Fix on Twitter, Lyrical Fix Podcast on Facebook. Make sure to check us out on Apple, Anchor, AudioMax, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher. All them damn platforms. If we're not on your platform of choice, please hit us up. We will try to get on there. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Give us those 5-star ratings. Keep us hot out on these podcast streets. It's the motherfucking gang, the Lyrical Fix. Sade, how you doing this week? Should we even get into that?
No, because we just talked about it.
Exactly. So let's move on with our guest.
Currently, right now, I am in DR, drunk as shit. Holla.
That's right, yeah. And I'm home dealing with 2 kids, a headache, and probably no weed still. But that's okay. I'm on day 6 with no fucking weed. I don't know what I'm doing.
He's stupid, because I've seen him twice since he ran out, and I'm like, you could have just told me, and I would have got you something.
This one, the fucking plug. The connect over here.
The plug to everything.
Plug to everything. But alas, we are here with Ray Pearson. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm groovy.
Yeah, you groovy? That's what it is, man. I see the R chain.
Yes.
Very nice. I see you got the hoodie with the Where It Started At EP on.
I'm a walking billboard. The hat, the chain, the hoodie.
You out the Timbs?
Yeah.
It's wintertime right now, man. Shit. No, it's dope, man. And it's always nice just being joined here by another fellow bar spitter. You know, you appreciate the bars. I appreciate the bars. We have that in common. Just everything about you from when I first heard you. I believe the first time I saw you at Check It, you kept to yourself. You came with your mans. Kind of kept to yourself in the crowd, and I didn't know who you were. But then you went up on stage and you just had that commanding voice to you. The stage presence was there. I appreciated that
a lot.
And I remember as soon as you got off, I made sure I gave you your props. You know what I mean? And then from there, we connected on IG, on social media, and we stayed close since. And I've been following you, man, and I really appreciate your love of the lyrics. Now, being that you're from Bronx, obviously there's a lot of influences there. Who has influenced you the most? I know Pun might be the number one.
Yeah.
But is there anybody else?
Cuban Link.
Cuban Link,
of
okay.
course, yeah.
Anything specific about Cuban Link?
I just for me it's the flow, him being just a nostalgic the lyrical assassin. That was just something that even back then I used to even draw the. I mean, don't take my word. I am not Picasso, right. But being a 6th grader, 7th grader, I used to draw the Terror Squad, the original Terror Squad logo,
the TS logo.
Yeah, okay. I was like, yo, they're gonna sign me to Terror Squad one day. Yeah, because it was Pun and Cuban,
right?
But then everything that went down. But yeah, besides Pun, from the Bronx, it's Cuban, and then Chris Rivers,
of course.
Shout out to Chris.
Denzel Porter,
of course.
So there's the Bronx has a couple heads that the Bronx definitely does have a couple heads that I look at, and it's like, at one point it was Hell Rel.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a bunch of dope artists from the Bronx.
How did you apply that to like when did you know you wanted to start rapping? And did you start writing first? Did you just kind of imitate
Was
them?
it poetry like a lot of us to start out with?
Yeah.
No, it was it was a dark parody.
Okay.
It wasn't so. It was a whatever, but I took the demo song that my older brother did at the time,
Okay.
and I did my own spin on it, and I swear it really wasn't. And don't get me hip hop. I've always been around hip hop. Like my father used to rap when he was a teenager.
Oh, shit.
okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, like like so it's in my blood.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't until I got a dose of the Slim Shady LP and Capital Punishment that really opened my eyes. Like, yo, you can actually be this good.
Yeah.
Because there's Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, KRS-One, Rakim, Fugees, Naughty by Nature. These are
Speaking my language.
These are all artists that I grew up listening to, watching on MTV,
Right.
BT. So I was always around. Hip hop was always around.
Yeah.
But the real eye opener was M and Pun.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it was like, wow, you could really be this good. And then from there it was just like, I put the pen to work. I remember I was me and my brother was sitting in front of the laundromat in Jersey City. When I started rapping, that's where I was living. He was like, Ray, you gotta punchlines, metaphors.
Yeah.
So then, I gave him an example. He was like, you mean like waiting for tonight like J-Lo? He's like, something like that.
Right.
From that, I was like, that's all he had to say. Then from
Gotcha.
there was going after it.
Gotcha. And it's that gritty New York punchline flow, like kind of reminiscent to like the late 90s, early 2000s mixtape era.
Yeah.
A lot of that is what I get from your music as well. So it's funny you mentioned that. A lot of rappers from BX. I was also going to mention Mickey Fax,
Word.
Corey Guns.
Yes.
A lot of dudes that are like unheralded, underrated. Mickey Fax for me has made like the song of the year. I don't even know if it came out 2020 or 2021. Have you heard A- by Mickey Fax?
I'm pretty sure. I did listen to his last two projects, so I'm pretty sure I heard it.
Yeah, it's basically the toughest concept song I heard in a minute, where he raps about the letter A, but every word in the rhyme doesn't have a letter A in it.
Yeah. That shit was hard.
If you get a
You
chance,
told me about it.
I'm gonna have to revisit
minus.
that one.
the only time he says A is in the hook where he goes A, but every fucking word, no A's in it. It's like from the beginning when you get perfect letters on your metrics, like everything just describing the letter A. It's an amazing fucking song, but it just goes to show you what BX is about.
Yeah.
Because it's where it started at.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
so underrated. Like, I seen him live. I went to go see Lupe at BB King's, and I didn't know Mickey was opening for him, like one of the opening acts. He came out, and I was like, holy shit! I only know you from blogs.
He looks like a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, and the energy.
The second Bars in the Bronx event that Grand Mode Cypher did, Mickey Fax was in one of the ciphers.
Oh shit.
Now, I didn't make the deadline to be in that cipher. Man, Mickey spit like 48,000 bars,
I
but
imagine,
it was
yeah.
like, it was flawless.
You can't. Yeah, I mean that guy's just effortless with it when he
Yeah.
raps. It's
Yes.
ridiculous. And like I said, just mad Bronx dudes are nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what comes from, and I think like Bronx is like one of the most underrated boroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, especially when shit started.
It's one
there.
of my favorite boroughs. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it underrated?
I feel
I feel like
Oh, a
it
little
is.
bit, yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like Queens
okay.
gets a lot of
Yeah,
love. Brooklyn,
Queens,
obviously.
Brooklyn, obviously, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's mainly like Queens and Brooklyn if you think about it, yeah.
it's still a mass. You know what it is? A lot of the artists from the Bronx is still traditional.
Yeah,
Okay.
very,
And
very.
I've said this many times in many other places. We live in a tri-state bubble.
yeah.
That if you're not doing what the sheep are doing, then it's nobody wants to hear that lyrical miracle.
Yeah.
And then it's
time,
like
bro, all
the
time.
the problem is that after a while, it's like you start believing in it.
Yeah.
But there is a world outside of this tri-state bubble we live in, and that's why I never fell, into that herd of sheep,
Yeah.
Right.
because I know that there's. Listen, I'm not one to boast. Last year's Spotify wrap up, I did 83 countries.
Oh shit.
Nice.
83
Nice.
countries.
Talk
The
about
biggest
it.
the biggest country that I did good in was Australia.
Okay.
Listen.
Word.
This bubble,
Ain't shit.
give me a pin, because you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
there's a world outside of this bubble that still appreciates hip hop. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to necessarily be Bronx hip hop, but that hip hop that we grew up on,
the golden age.
Yeah, it's Grandmaster Flash and you know all these grades. So
Rakim
there is
and all,
still a world out there that people people need to understand. Like, yo, like this ain't it. This is not only it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you could blame that on radio, because if Ebro and Peter Rosenberg keep telling you Lyrical Miracle is dead, hip hop is dead, ciphers are dead. Well, Grandma ciphers. My video just came out yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
and it's already over 2,000 plays organically.
Right.
So
and there's still like, and that's what I don't understand is the fact that, and I was gonna bring it up towards the end. That's when we usually get into like the political part of the music shit. But honestly, that's the most frustrating shit is when you hear from people that when I was younger I looked up to them, especially like just knowing like, all right, I'm gonna tune into Hot 97, I'm gonna tune into Power, and they say shit like that. But now that I'm around a bunch of artists, it's like, no, but these people are fucking fire and they're still doing their shit. There's still ciphers going on. There's that streaming service, or they just set up a platform where the artists get paid for the ciphers and shit like that. I forgot what it's called. Joe's been talking about it. I don't remember, but it's like an app, I think, or something like that. But like
battle rappers?
Yeah, battle rappers.
Caffeine.
Caffeine. Yeah. Like, you can't say that it's dead. That's like back when Nas said hip hop is dead, even though that was like, it was a little different. It was an angle. It was a little different. But my feelings, like when I first heard that, just Nas, like, how do you say that?
How do you say the lyricism is dead? It just makes no sense. Now, what you were saying before, how would you categorize that genre of sheep that people are, that type of music? How would you categorize it?
It's just another branch on the tree.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, right into the shit tonight.
It's they just doing what they're doing. The problem is they're so ready to create this gap. Right? Old head, old school, new school.
Yeah.
They're so ready to cancel those before us.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, like not everybody is it's dark.
Yeah.
Like not everybody is negative. When that whole thing between Joe Budden and Lil Yachty happened,
Yes.
oh, Joe's a bitter old head, one hit wonder, blah 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 blah. But if
he had valid points.
Right. Look at Lil Yachty now. A lot of these guys who drop from Double XL, these freshman artists, they don't put up the numbers you think they're gonna put up.
Yeah.
Maybe label problems. Point is, what do you do? What do you have planned when it's all over?
Right.
When there's nothing else that you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Trinidad James, the biggest artist, on everybody's mind, on their coming off the people's lips, pause, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
What happened? Flop.
One hit wonder.
His whole thing. I hope you niggas could accept the DAP, because that's. There you go. Y'all made a big fuss about the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he had was one hit.
That was it.
Y'all made a big deal. Y'all gave his spot. Y'all gave him this spot when y'all should have gave it to Snow the Product.
Yes, bruh. She's not talked up. I love you. She's not talked enough about shit.
Snow's dope as fuck.
Because her name came up. I forgot where, but it just came up somehow, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, so somebody's out there talking about her, but it's not enough, man. That I know that shit pissed me off.
Once I stopped believing in Double XL when that happened. I think the last class that made sense was
we talked about this.
Yeah.
Cole, Sean, Wale.
Oh wait, that's like 0809.
Yeah.
We went through.
We went through that.
Yeah.
We went through that as well.
Damn, I don't think I still have the list of.
No, you probably don't.
No.
No, it's not, you don't have to bring that up. No, but yeah, pretty much. I had I was putting up those covers on my wall, and I remember it was a certain year that I just stopped because I didn't agree with it. I think Trinidad James was probably that too.
Yeah.
You got a hit, and people are singing it, but you're not showing any content. There's no lyricism
And now
in this.
he's on Complex doing sneaker shows. I heard.
That's what everybody's doing. Like Yachty, I just saw him the other day. Matter of fact, he's talking about how he has 56,000 in bills monthly, but he's not making music, so he's going into other endeavors, which is understandable. But music-wise, like, you're not doing shit no more.
Do you think it's also like the whole Fetty, the Fetty Wap situation, right?
Where he burned out?
Yeah, not well. I mean, Trinidad, he didn't really burn out.
Well, no, because Fetty's different. Fetty had like 6 straight hits.
Yeah, like he actually had hits, but they burnt him out. But in that case, do you think it's the same as the label treating them like, you guys have hits? Okay, never mind, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think they had a hit and they rushed an album without like working on more.
Yeah, because if you have a hit, then you just, you have to keep that momentum going, but just planning for ahead.
He probably just didn't strategize enough.
That too?
Because, you know what I mean, with the hits that he had, there was a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
See what happened, I think.
And people still trying to bring him back out. Like, man, like I know I think he just dropped. Somebody said that he dropped a whole album, but nobody talked about it. Like recently.
What about this? What if Fetty ain't popping out here, but Fetty popping somewhere in Mexico?
Probably.
Yeah, and people still
once
rocking
again
with
because we're in this bubble that we're force fed.
Yeah.
All this. Oh, Fetty washed up. Oh, Fetty this. You start hearing it. You hear it 50 times, and then you're gonna hear it another 50 more times, and then you know what? Yeah, I think Fetty is washed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Fetty's probably making noise, just like Maya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maya's still hot out here in these streets.
Maya, I didn't even know she was that popping outside. And it was just like, damn, like what happened? But then nothing really, I mean, something did happen where she kind of fell off in, our bubble, but she was really killing it. She was.
And she
still is.
And just like what you were saying before, like you being hot in Australia, shit, fucking Japan, they still living in the 90s. Motherfuckers are still dressing like it's the golden era.
Break dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baggy jeans, all that shit, all the 90s aesthetic is still present over there in Japan. It's like a cultural thing now.
The best aesthetic in South.
So motherfuckers like Wu-Tang can go over there, do like a couple city tour and make some great money, come back home, and they're not heroes here, but they're fucking legends still.
They did have a run where they were in Jersey, and I was so mad that I missed it. They were in Jersey, and then they were out in like Japan. Like it was like a small run,
like Onyx.
Yeah, they're getting treated like they're getting these fucking old head tours. Like that's, I don't want to call them old head tour, but it's like the legends. Like you got Rakim, Big Daddy Kane.
You're a legend act.
And you go
that was actually
Newark
one of them. It was Big
night.
Daddy Kane. It was Rakim, Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Legends of the Mic tour,
it was like
or some
half
shit like
or
that.
A quarter of Wu-Tang, and
so you get a whole bunch of older groups.
The crazy thing is that you come across all right, to a lot of people, these are names that some ignorant head might be like, oh, you an old head. Put your pen up against Kane.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kane is still nasty.
It's not. Yeah, to me, that old head shit. As much as I know it's being hurled out as an insult, I don't really take it as an insult. Like I don't believe. Like I know it's supposed to be an insult, but it's like you can't compete. You can't like get to their level. You can't compete with them. They have a whole. The reason why you're even hearing about them is because they're legendary. So call them an old head. They're gonna still be around after you die. Shit.
And the crazy thing is that you hear that disrespect now. The Lloyd Banks, the Lil Wayne, the Joel Santana. Ain't none of them was shitting on no.
No, they weren't.
No KRS-One.
They're showing love.
Yeah, so it's like the path that was paved. We celebrated.
Yeah.
But then it's like it gets to that point where it's like, oh, but we decided to take a tree branch and form a line in the sand, and we created our own path. Never mind the big ass path that was paved. In that big ass path, you got this tree branch line that was drawn, and that's supposed to be like, oh, but we did this our way.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
And that created such a divide that even like the old heads were like, all right, fuck you new people then.
Yeah.
Like,
and
fuck
I can see
that,
why
man.
the old heads don't like the new shit. Because, I mean, I don't even know how to explain the beats. I've tried many times in these past episodes to explain what these new beats are like.
I think we've dubbed it the vibe.
We dubbed it.
I mean, there's several different vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, but it's like even the punchlines are so like minimal now. Like motherfuckers are going back to saying hot like fire, like cold like ice.
Yeah.
To like accentuate their punchlines. Like, there's no creativity.
It kind of
there.
reminds me of, I forgot who said this. They went into they were sitting with their label, and they were told that not to use as many words. You're using too many words. You're using too many like metaphors and blah 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 whatever. And this was
shit.
like this.
Imagine telling Cannabis that shit.
This, I mean, I don't want to say it was Joe. It could have been Joe, but like somebody of that time. So imagine that was then. So imagine now where people are going into the label and they're not fighting it because they think they want this money, they want the fame, they want to make music. So it's like, okay, less words. All right, scratch out half the song and just use as and like, and that's it.
Yeah, a whole lot of likes in there, a whole lot of that shit.
But then it's like, that's the thing about writers, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a writer. You're able to break down these verses.
Mm-hmm.
You look at all these TikTok videos, these Snapchat videos, Instagram story videos, these 10 to 15 second videos. You never see anybody reciting a verse, not unless it's like a M or J. As far as these new acts, you never see anybody in their car reciting a verse.
Mm-hmm.
What you'll see them do is a couple of skirts, ad-libs, chorus.
Ass,
So as the writer, we're breaking down how corny and simple these verses are, but to these kids, this song is such a vibe. It's the hottest shit out. He's fire. He's up next. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's crazy when they say
like
they
a
got
slap in the
bars.
face.
The definition of bars is ridiculous to me now.
It's oversimplified, and it is a little like confusing. We were just like, really?
Like
that's what gets you. So I always wondered, do you think, I don't know if I ever brought this up to you, do you think it could be either the label kind of catering to the new fans or vice versa, in the sense of getting these writers in line to put out simple songs like that? Because the fact that they're thinking of that as like, oh, that's just bars, oh my god, this is amazing. But to us, I mean, to you guys, I don't write anymore, but like to you guys, it's like, oh, this is that's nothing. Like that's a fraction of what I do.
As much as I want to feel like it's easier for guys like us to do it because it's like, all right, we're used to writing so much. Yeah, we can take some stuff out. At the same time, it's just like, it just doesn't feel like I'm doing what a writer should be doing if I'm going to resort to rapping like these guys rap. And I feel like I'm dumbing myself down. I don't want to dumb myself down. I know I'm. But
some people will take the bag to dumb themselves down.
And I get it because it's a business. At the end of the day, you got to feed your family, pay your bills. But it's just like, as a writer, like the writer side of me feels like I'm cheating myself. But if I were to dumb myself down.
But what do you think? It's like the chicken or the egg. Which came first? Was it this new casual fan that wants the simple songs, or was it the label trying to like mold these people into like just?
I think it's like he said with Hot 97. If they start drilling into your head that it's this way,
makes sense.
It's going to be that way. So I think that the labels are the only ones who can bring it back to making lyricism a thing. I just don't know how they're going to do it. They don't want positive music on the radio.
No.
They don't want something that's going to like let blacks and Hispanics like be more independent about their money. They want to keep them slaves. Like, this is still Viacom that's like, leading these networks.
I don't think I heard Wale Sue Me on.
You don't. And those are the types of songs that need more attention.
Yeah, that shit was
because our biggest
and he's a radio person too.
Yeah. Our biggest way to, the people that we should be getting that from is 105 High 97.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Yeah.
But step outside the bubble and you might get that 20 million times.
Yeah.
It's like this. I forgot who wrote the Harry Potter books.
J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
Oh, I always said Rowling. No, Rowling. It is
Rowling,
sorry.
Could that writer take the Cat in the Hat and fucking take that and go off on it, and it'll make you appreciate Cat in the Hat better, right? Because it's like the new movie that came out, the Superman
Justice
shit.
League. Oh,
yes, the Justice League.
Yeah.
You got what radio gives us. We got that in 2017.
You got a point right there. Yeah.
And you got the writer who just gave us 4 hours of what a picture is supposed to be.
Yeah, gives a deluxe version.
And we
So-
haven't had a 3-4 hour movie like that in a minute. So think about it. That's a great
point.
Good.
Yeah.
You're good.
That's what it
Yeah,
all
that
comes
is.
down to.
Yeah.
You got what the radio is force feeding us, right? This is what we're made to believe. This is what's hot. This is what's supposed to be hot. And
Yeah.
this is what's supposed to be heard.
Yeah.
This is what's supposed to be seen.
Yeah.
We're just not getting this for whatever reason. This is stopping that.
Right.
Yeah.
So then what do you think is going to have to take place? Kind of like what I said before. Is it going to come down to the labels, the higher-ups, to force this change, to like beat it into people's head? Like, hey, maybe lyricism is the way to go. Do you think that's the only way for shit to change in this bubble? Or is it going to have to be something more drastic?
Something more drastic.
I agree.
Almost like, but then again, it's New York. In a way, the suits, not New York, the people, but the suits.
The suits, yeah, the higher-ups.
Them always finding a way to put a block on things or whitening it up.
Yeah.
Who's to say Jersey doesn't, something happens in Jersey where Jersey now has its own version of a High 97 and 105.1 combined. It's going to take that for Jersey,
Right.
for that to start shaking the ground. But once again, you got these suits that whiten everything up. Look at Versus.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
What happened? They made a deal with Triller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you really have to do that?
It was
I mean,
Apple.
for the bag,
It was
because
the
the
Apple
Apple
bag.
first.
TV style.
Yeah.
The
For
deal fell out.
Because it was Apple first, which also I heard, I forgot from who, I heard the theory of why they didn't postpone D'Angelo was because that was that could have been an episode deal with Apple, and that was the last episode, and they're like, all right, quick, let's get out of this for Triller.
And that's why they did the Triller thing.
Yeah,
But look,
because it's kind of disguised with the equity shit too.
And good point. What were you about to say?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Beth. Sorry.
look where Versus began from. Swiss in his car, Timberland in the studio.
Yeah.
Teddy Riley and Babyface.
Babyface.
Somewhere along the lines, it whitened up a little. Someone put some white out on that ink, and now we got this whole spectacle.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
did you guys need to do this?
I was cool with like how DJ Premier and RZA did their shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was, to us, that was just like, really, RZA, you got the TV in the background, you got all this art, like he set up, so we thought like, okay, and then Teddy Riley, like we thought he was doing it big, and then all of a sudden, maybe it could have been the Apple shit when they switched.
And once again, it's Suits.
Yeah.
The dunk contest.
Oh, man. Just that whole,
The choir bringing the car on the court.
Yeah,
It's
that was
like,
wild.
yeah.
I remember I was at work and I looked up, I was like, wait, they got a car?
Just keep it pure.
And that's why the Bronx,
Yeah.
is such, it became an underrated borough because a lot of the Bronx is still traditional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where, and I'm not saying every other borough whitened up. I'm just saying, every borough has its strong points.
Right.
It's just the Bronx. A lot of the Bronx they haven't caved in,
No.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't see the Bronx caving in.
No,
I don't see
They
it.
really shouldn't. They should be the last ones to cave in, if anything.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, it's the beginning.
The
The genesis of this shit.
Harlem too.
And Harlem, yeah.
Harlem, I mean,
Well, just New York in general.
gentrifying as fuck right now.
Well, I mean, it's just
I went
happening
to Harlem not too long ago, and I was just like, I see this white lady just walking this little dog. I was like, oh. I was like, where the fuck am I right? I'm 133rd. I was like, where am I right now?
Yeah, I haven't
But-
been to Harlem in a minute, but I'm sure, I believe
Yeah.
it's like that. That's happening a lot, though. And that's what's happening in the game right now. It's just being gentrified, but in a sense of lyricism just being pushed out.
Yeah. And I do like this whole theory. Ooh, my bad. I just
It's all good.
shook the mics. Applying it to like the Jersey scene, which it's always kind of a thing with like the artists that I'm around. And you're seeing like the clicks, and you're seeing this and that. Where in relating to the bubble, I feel like there's the tri-state bubble, and then to go along with that, there's just several little tiny bubbles where it's like, all right, and you guys are hot shit, but when you go out to these events, they never burst their bubbles to meet anybody else. Like they'll say hi.
It's damaging.
Yeah.
And it's just like they don't like step out of it. Our bubbles don't like, you can just burst it. Just say hi, like, you know, feature on something else. Work with this person. Work with that. Like, you're giving this person props, but you're probably never going to listen to their music or never work with them. It's like, you know, like hot shit. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, I feel like rappers like us, like, we're put into a certain bubble ourselves with a lot of these newer artists. Like, a lot of these shows that I go to, I'm like one of the few lyrical rappers. So people see us and like, yo, this next man is all about bars. And then I come off the stage and everybody's like, you might get this a lot too, like, yo, man, you real hip hop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And what are you doing then? So what is it, the music that you're doing? Are you not hip hop yourself? Why are you calling me real hip hop? Like, it almost feels like it's a backhanded compliment at times. Like, you're shitting on what I'm doing because I'm actually doing the traditional thing and putting thought into this shit and not just trying to make everybody dance.
Or when the host gets the mic, he's like, oh, he rapping. He rapping.
That's a backhanded compliment. Like, what you mean I'm rapping?
So I should announce, to be facetious, see, that was the word from before. To be facetious, I should just announce you guys. All right, this next one coming up right now, he's a rapper.
Yeah. I got,
bars.
The one show I did for Derek Tavernier, the host, motherfucker's like, yeah, next guy, he's a real lyrical cat coming out of Jersey. Like, that pissed me off.
You see, it's just, you know, I've learned to be like quick with responding in certain ways.
Yeah, you have to.
Because it would have been one of them things where it's like, okay, now I'm going to get on and I'm going to say some shit where it's like, nobody's fucking with me.
Yeah. Oh, he does it all the time.
Because it's like, you know what? If you want to paint that picture, then let's act on it.
Yeah.
I swear I went to the Blue Room in Sea Caucus.
Okay.
How is that? I haven't been there yet.
Huh?
No, I'll ask you off air.
Is that the
right
one that's next to the A's?
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
I have yet to go. I always wanted to go.
I mean, you know, the Blue Room, they no longer exist.
Right.
But I went to this one showcase. Wow, I felt so out of place.
Yep.
Because I was the only rapper in there.
Yep.
Not saying that these guys weren't rappers. But you see, the thing with me is this, right? And it kind of goes back to my first time I check it. It's a strategic move I do. I say to myself,
right.
One, because as a Scorpio, I'm mapping out everybody in the room. I'm checking everybody's vibe.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on. Because, you know, going to certain venues, you look at certain people and they have this mean mug on their face.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the thing you're supposed to do as a lyricist, and it happens, network.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself. I'm like, yo, you rocking tonight? I bet. I'm gonna check to see what you got.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But the problem is that you're supposed to do that with both sexes.
Yeah.
But what happens is that when you go to introduce yourself to shorty, now you got this heat coming.
Yes.
You know, and then it's like, you know what? So it just got to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to myself. And when I get off the stage, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
So I go to check it. My first time there. I believe this is the first time wrestling drummers there. And a couple other cats.
Shout out to Jack.
Yeah,
WD.
there was some. I kind of remember your show. There was a few people there, like new.
Yeah, there's a couple new cats there.
Yeah.
So I'm watching everything. I'm watching everybody on the guy, but and I'm just sticking to myself because I know nobody knows what's about to happen.
Right.
Because my thing my thing when I perform, energy.
Yeah.
So someone who's probably not paying attention or paying attention is like, oh, this guy's been sitting over here by himself for like the past 35 minutes. Let's see what he does. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened is in every video that I reposted from that night didn't come from my phone.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of them things. It's a bit of a strategic move.
It's good.
It's a bit of. I mean, it's one of them things where it's like, okay, I'm watching the room. When everybody's performing, doesn't matter where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aside from Checker, because Checker is not really so much a front to back.
Yeah.
like a club pyramid.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be different
Also,
now,
another spot I've
but
been at, great spot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So normally when even in Blue Room at the
Mhm.
time, I'd watch people perform, and always with these new guys, they go up there with their whole crew.
oh god,
And what makes it worse is when
not miss
some
that.
of their crew is not on stage and they have dreads and they standing in front and you standing behind someone with dreads. Now you got to move back because it's like, yo, one of them dreads is going to hit me in the
Swinging
eye.
and shit.
Yeah. So they on stage.
that happened to me before. I was knocked out my glasses.
Yeah, no, like
Gave me PTSD just now.
that. They start jumping around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then I'm looking at them. It's like, okay, I appreciate the energy.
Right.
Then I start looking at the people. I look at the back of the room.
Mhm.
I work my way. My vision goes from the back of the room to the front.
Mhm.
If you don't have everybody in the back rocking,
That's
it's easy to have the front rocking because all your people move to the front.
Right.
If you don't have the back rocking and the middle rocking, more so the back,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, then what are you really doing
Yeah.
Yeah.
besides jumping around on stage?
Because they get so enthralled with like their people up front that they think they're killing it, but they're not. You really do have to perform for the
Mhm.
back of the club. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Those
engage
are
with
the new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
those new like prospective listeners.
So it's these little clicks
Mm-hmm.
that it could be damaging.
Right.
Yeah.
Is damaging because then Jersey as a whole is like, yo, there's so much talent
Mm-hmm.
from here to Trenton to East Orange to
There's a lot.
yeah, there's Edison. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Shouts
what
to Trent.
happens is that you know
Mhm.
if you're not posseed up, or you know what I mean, it's just you're the outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is that's why a long time ago, I don't know if you all remember, but I had did the end of Quarantine and Rap. I started shouting out every other platform, every other podcast
Mhm.
for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, like, combined great minds and something special can happen.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
So then, that's what it is. I mean, once again, going back to what you said, and these little clicks
Mhm.
it could be damaging if it's not already damaged.
That's a good point.
It's kind of getting to that point where there's just a lot of people that would be like, I really don't want to work with him. I don't even really want to even say hi when I see him at events because it's just so awkward.
Mhm.
And he's nice as hell, but it's just like I can't even like trying to network with some of these people and blah 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 whatever. So I do hear that, and it's like kind of going by counties and shit now, and it's very just weird. It's very weird.
And then what tends to happen too is that you wind up clicking up
Mhm.
with the rest of the outsiders,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
so now you're one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because now it's like you know what, they see what I see,
Mhm.
and in order for my mission to, everybody has the same mission because we all see the same thing. We all see what needs to be done.
Mhm.
Band together. Now we're fucking making moves.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yo, where we in? We about to go into what, April? July. All right, what we going to do? We're going to put money away and we're going to go to France. Because there's a spot out there. There's an open mic out there.
Mhm.
And I've been in talks with the organizer. I bet 7 of us got a flight booked now to go to France.
Mm.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's if you're going to click up, you got to click up that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then what are you clicking up for? To stay doing
Just-
these
the same same
bathroom
old shit.
shows?
Right.
Mhm. Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, you have to expand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And yeah, it's better when you're doing it with a clique of people, like-minded individuals that see the vision as well. That
Yeah.
know it's just more than staying in this place, in this bubble.
When
Yeah.
you don't move past the gas station, then you're not doing anything.
Mm-mm.
Right.
But jumping around on stage with 20 dudes behind you, be smart about it. If you're gonna have 20 people jumping on stage, hire 20 models.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. And not 20 dreadheads. I agree with that. No, because it also shows insecurity in your performance if you need to have your boys on stage with
Yeah.
you over your shoulder. Because those are dudes you practice with in your room or whatever, if you even do practice. 'Cause I've seen it tons of times. These dudes don't feel comfortable unless they got their boys hyping them up.
Yeah, like I had my cousin works or manages whatever this one artist, and they've been working for a while now, and he's good. He's nice. But there are little things that he could, change, his little things like that I've noticed. But hey, I wasn't formally asked to help, so I'm not gonna help. But was it one show we had in Teaneck? It was like it was a showcase they did, and he was like the headliner of it, and he got up there with like 15 people, and I go to my cousin, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Why are there so many people on stage? He's like, what do you mean? As he walks up on stage, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is just the vicious cycle, because this same artist has performed at my shows, but he'll be solo or just with the one person that's on there. But I think because this was in Debonair or Mexicali where they have like the full stage, and him headlining, he wanted literally to bring everybody, and I'm just looking up like, this is not a good look. I don't see the point in it. It's not a good look.
Only the big timers do that, and they just kind of stay off to the side.
And not even like
the only way that makes you look good as an artist,
yeah,
no lie, is the festival stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Casual fans will always love it, I think, for the most part. But festivals, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
That's the only way that makes sense.
Festivals.
Yeah. And even with that, it all depends on the artist too, and it all depends on the type of festival you're going into.
Mm-hmm.
That you gotta, all right, bet this is how I'm gonna do it. You have to plan it out. It's like, yo, you gotta let 8 of my people in, and there's 8 dudes. Now it's a sausage party on stage.
Yeah, and none of them got a verse on the song.
Shirts are off.
Yeah, and they doing dances. They got choreographed dances.
Hands are on hips, arms are on shoulders, and it's just one big male orgy.
Never with bottles of just Henny and
they
shit all
that,
around. It's never a good look.
Pop Smoke Ghetto Can. They just
yeah.
It's just crazy.
No, we're potting.
I was like, no, shut the fuck up. All right? No, we're potting right now. And then he's just like, okay. But, we're recording, by the way. We're back.
All right. No, we were just having a great conversation about how we like to have our guest episodes.
Yeah, the media side of Ray.
Yeah, the media side of Ray. So when we have our guests here, we give them the option of just doing the regular, standard, media, trained. I'm asking you a question, you answered. Right, but we give that option.
No, that was no. So I honestly, we did talk about, oh, Jesus, I just fucked up the mic. We did talk about giving the option, but we never did once we found our groove with it. So we never went to that.
Man. It's a fucking podcast.
I think it started with Trip, actually, when we were just like, all right, well, we're gonna talk a bunch of bullshit, and then talk about you, and then talk some more bullshit, and then get back to you.
It's not radio. It's not the traditional interview. Like, this is us just kicking the shit.
Yeah, and then with Quarantine and Rap, which what was your last guest? Who was your last guest? I just missed it.
The last guest was Johnny JC.
Okay.
From Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
He interviewed me about 8 to 10 years ago when he was doing Union County College.
Okay.
He had a show called The Kickback Show, and my guy Sage and Tyler hooked me up with that. So, when quarantine, I guess when me and Johnny started getting back into the mix of things, like, keeping communication.
Yeah.
I guess he saw what Quarantine and Rap was, and he's been wanting to get on.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of when.
Okay.
And it all worked out.
Nice.
All right, so let's get into the Quarantine and Rap thing. Obviously, this happened during quarantine. Was this an idea that you had previously? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my thing was I've always wanted to get into like. I flirted with the idea of getting into radio.
Right.
Yeah.
A couple years back, I took a picture in 15 Minutes of Fame. I was there for a recording session, but I took a picture in front of the mic.
Right.
So, didn't know it was gonna take for quarantine to happen. Where I kept, someone kept drilling. You need to work on your engagement. I was like, I bet. So I'm just gonna start going live randomly and talking.
Yeah.
Then it was like, okay, I don't want to keep randomly going live. I'm going to go live on Thursdays. And so then that turned into, you need to come up with a name for your show. I don't know, quarantine and rap. It's not so much, the rap part is not so much rapping. It's that old school way of like, yo, let me rap with you real quick.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Chop it up,
quarantine
yeah.
and rap.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, so that's where it came out. Now, now the show, the format. How would you explain the format? Is it standard interview, or are you kicking the shit with them as well?
Well, what I try to do, for one, I try to bring guests on that have a like some type of establishment.
Right.
Yeah.
Though I guess in a way I'm kind of wrong for this, but I never really want their bio. I made that mistake. I never really want their bio because I want to be able to pull information from them that's whoever's watching that they can take from it.
Right.
Because as an artist myself, I hate when, because here goes the whole breakdown of internet
Let's hear
radio.
it. Yeah, let's hear it.
Send me a short bio.
Yeah.
You send them a paragraph's worth of a bio. You go to the radio station. You go to the building where the radio show is at. All right. Now, the show is about an hour. So for the first 15 to 20 minutes, they're shooting the shit. They're talking about current events, what happened, blah, 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 the topic of the day, whatever. Cut into the music. That's probably about another good 5 to 10 minutes. Enters the room, sit down. When we come back, introduce yourself. Such and such from such and such.
Yep.
All right. Who are your influences? Where are you from?
Right.
When did you start doing music? Hey, this is the topic of the day. What are your thoughts on it? We're gonna get into your music. Introduce the song. Now, mind you, you send them 2 songs. So you introduce the first one, but you don't introduce the second one. Come back from them playing both your songs. You after introducing the first, they're still gonna play the second. You come back. I want to thank you for joining us here. Any shout outs? Let everybody know where they can find you. Interview over.
Right.
I just broke down the entire game plan of a corny ass interview.
That's every radio interview.
That's
that you see.
every radio
Now,
interview,
mind
yeah.
you send them your music. That's the first and only time you hear your music get played on that platform.
Right.
Yeah. That sounds, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, quarantine and rap, I don't like taking people's bios for a
Right.
reason. Because I want to tap into you as an artist. I want to be able to throw questions at you that I have as an artist. What do you think about this? Well, how do you feel about there being so many podcast platforms? Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Joe Budden podcast possibly being over? There's certain things that I try to get into with the artist, and then it's like I dive into their music.
Yeah.
What inspired this album?
Yeah.
What was the direction? Before I go, what's next? The first season, what I was doing was at the end I would do like a little trivia. I'm gonna name some artists on a scale from 1 to 5 mics, like the source.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 to 5 mics. I'm gonna throw some names at you, and you let me know how many mics you think that'll go. And you'll probably get a 3 mic. You probably get a 4. You'll probably get a 5. It all depends on. Do you think that artist thinking do they have chemistry with the artist that I named?
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
So it's like not everything works just because of the name. But for the most part, I do eventually tap into the music.
Yeah.
It's just I want to be able to pull information from you as an independent artist who used to be on a major label.
Right.
Okay.
Where did it go wrong? Or instead of asking where did it go wrong, find a way to get them to say something about the transition from major to independent.
And then you can kind of go from there. Of course, yeah.
Because
I see
eventually
it,
everything always ties back to what you first
and it's
asked
gonna
them.
unravel. Yeah.
Yes.
I see the concept
I love the
of that.
circle backs. I'm really good at those too.
No, you
Yeah.
gotta.
I've mastered
You got a
them.
skill
I
for
think.
that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how you
To
pull it
circle
this time.
back. Actually,
Alright, chill
no.
out, nigga.
I already
Relax.
circled back. I already got one in, so you're good.
I'll say because it's my turn then to circle back.
Yeah, it is.
That's what you're saying? I'll figure it out at some point. I'll circle back. When it does, I'm going to have that light bulb moment. I'm like, over here. Now,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no.
Yeah.
We're going back to quarantine and rap now. When you're pulling questions from artists that way, how has the response been? Like, have they been taken aback? Have they been ready for it? Did they not expect it? Did they end up hating the experience? Like, what's it been? Have you gotten a little bit of everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just not ready for it. I know we talked about off air.
Yeah.
So aside from that, how else has the responses been? Because that was crazy, that story.
Yeah.
The craziest thing really, man, is when they randomly just give me props during the interview.
Okay.
I don't ask them to do this. Like, Chris Rivers did it and Johnny Denver did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just randomly happens and it's like, yo, like, word.
Yeah.
Because, like the thing is to protect the artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about anything controversial.
Right.
If you mention it, that's what you did. You pulled that trigger.
Right.
But my thing is to protect the artist.
Mm.
I'm not here to talk about the wrong. I'm here to talk about you and your journey.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Oh, just what response you've gotten from other artists.
Yeah. No, so what I do after every interview is I ask, I tell them to stay on. Right. And that's like, I just want to make sure everything went smooth for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. I love that. I loved your line of questioning. Word, because once again, I'm not asking you what you're normally asked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't want to ask you that. For example, I'm going to give you guys a perfect scenario. I want to interview Cuban Link because I know I'm staying away from the Fat Joe questions.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
am kind of tired of those.
Yeah, like why would you want, as an artist, why would you want to keep being asked about Fat Joe?
Yeah.
Why do you keep talking about Fat Joe?
Yeah, that whole thing was,
No,
yeah,
it's an ugly
it's just,
situation,
not only is it doing your homework,
mm-hmm.
but it's like, yo, like I know I could do a much better job.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to not only protect Cuban Link,
mm-hmm.
but I know what I want to tap into.
Yeah.
From 24K to Chain Reaction.
Yeah.
Even like if I could get my hands on Cuban Link now, he previewed Letter to Pun 2 on Doggy Diamonds.
I heard about it, but I didn't hear it.
So it's like I know what I can tap into, and that's what you want to do. If you're doing this is what you want to do. Why would anybody want to talk about something they talked about 20 million times?
That you heard many times before in other
interviews.
interviews.
I feel like, especially in the beginning, you can definitely say the whole sensationalism and like trying to get that first bite and like trying to see if he'll say anything about Fat Joe that can be a headline or clickbait, whatever. But after 20 million times, what else is going to change?
Yeah, that clip has already been clickbait.
Like, are you
other
at this point? Are you just trying to get him? Like, well, in any case, an artist so frustrated at the same question that he or she is they're gonna react different, maybe. Like, or is it just lazy? Because you have to do your research. Like, you have to.
But and then
especially for somebody like that.
Yeah.
People do protect artists. For example, when Rem had to fall out with Fat Joe, there is a diss track where Rem talked about writing for Fat Joe. Yeah. People skip over that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'd probably be the one to ask about it, only because you've had all this protection. Now I'm gonna be the one to ask you about it.
Now, do you think that would come off as controversial? It would. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you don't have an issue with bringing that up in that sense.
No.
I think if you're like the first few, I don't think it's a problem.
No.
But it's like when you're like after 20 million, you're just like, nah.
Because not only do I take that clip and throw it out there, you either answer the question or you dodge the question. Either way,
it's going to be
it's out there.
It happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Either way, you still have a reaction, and no reaction is still a reaction.
Right.
Very true. Now, is Cuban Link pretty much your dream guest? Your dream interview?
Yeah, if you had to interview anybody, who would you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more about doing the song with him than it is me interviewing him.
Gotcha.
I want to interview him as a fan.
Yeah.
But not so much whereas I need him as a guest.
Right.
Only because I want to prove that I can do a better job with Cuban Link than anyone has done with him.
Right. you can really get the raw stuff from him, the stuff that needs to be talked about, that he wants to let out but hasn't had the right platform to do so. Right.
Which is pretty wild to think that after all this time, they're still asking about Fat Joe.
It's just going to stick with you. I mean, I just like, if you were to interview, let's say, like Young Buck, you're going to get 50 Cent questions. You're going to get G questions.
Of course.
No matter what.
Do you think they still, like, question Rem about Nicki? Probably, right? I haven't seen any interviews lately.
Depending on the timing.
Yeah.
It's all on what.
If there's recent Nicki shit, they might maybe.
If it's a gossip type of site or a platform that's known for bringing up gossip, then I can see that being brought up. They always bring up old beefs or old associations.
Not their thing. Yeah, it's gossip, but they also music wise, because I mean, it's not like it was like the greatest diss tracks. Yeah. But they made some sound. They made some noise. It's not just the gossip part of it. So I always wondered if they would still.
I mean, now it's like there's no. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because it happened. It's not like it's still happening.
But nobody wants to hear about Cuban Link and Fat Joe anymore. And so,
yeah.
So that's why I always wondered. Is like it's always one of those things that I feel like people would still bring up. So.
The funny thing about Cuban is that at one point I almost got at him.
What do you mean? What happened?
I mean, this is what happened, right?
All right, break it down.
We were both being catfished by the same female.
Okay.
Get the fuck out.
Great start already. Shit.
So what happened was she would relay messages from, she would take something out, and to him.
Okay.
Same from him to me. So I must have told her something that I wasn't rocking with, and he said something about me feeling hurt. I jumped to his messages.
Okay.
Like,
shit,
I'm not the one.
Right. Okay. I see.
For a student, I'm not the one.
Right.
And basically from there, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It was maybe what 2 or 3 long messages. Once he got my message and you know what I mean, he spoke his piece. It was no beef.
That's good though.
But I know.
Yeah.
Right.
I was already preparing for it.
Of course, as you should. Yeah, man.
That's the thing. Like, you have to be able to separate the fan from the man.
Right.
Yeah, because no matter what, there is still respect that has to be there, right. And as long as you respect yourself, then you know the difference for sure. I can see that.
Because you know what I mean. Like I've met him. I literally went in Union City. I knew the recording studio he was recording in, and I purposely started recording there because I knew I was gonna meet him.
Okay.
And when I told the dude who ran the studio, he's like, you know what? I'm going to introduce you to Cuban. In fact, stay the extra hour because Cuban's coming at 11.
Oh, look.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, 12 because this is when 4-hour sessions used to be popping.
The 4-hour block, yeah.
So, it was from 8 to 12. Cuban walked in. He was by the door. I was on the other side of the room. I said, what up? He said, what up? Boom. Then when I left, that's when the dude who ran the studio told him about me. So by the 3rd time I saw him, he already knew my name.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even up until recent, like, we send each other messages here and there. Mm-hmm. He already told me what it is as far as collabing. But there's always something to happen that makes you. Let me hold off a little bit. I was supposed to have my quarantine rap.
Okay.
But when it came, we used to promote the show starting Sunday.
Yeah.
So by Saturday, we wasn't getting the word from his manager. So it was like, yo, we're just going to have to cancel the episode because he's not responding. Even gave him up until Monday.
Damn.
No response. So it was like, you know what?
Just bad business. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you never know the timing of things.
Yeah.
It's the divine timing.
Everything happens in timing.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't meant to happen then. But then, with that and once again trying to get him on quarantine and rap, there was a situation where I'm included in this text message thread. Me, Cuban, and someone else. My manager's trying to get Cuban on quarantine and rap. So I'm in Buffalo Wild Wings with my fam. I look at my phone and I just see like 15 messages. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So now I don't have Cuban's number.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is this? Until I gets to a point where Cuban sends a picture.
Yeah.
He's in a hotel in the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. He wanted me and my manager to go to the Mohegan Sun with $200, not for him, but to gamble, like to hit the casino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring the camera and you get the Cuban Link experience.
Wow.
Not only did that shit sound funny, and it's still funny as hell to
funny.
this day.
That's funny.
But it was like,
holy shit.
Yeah.
it was just one of them things that was like, no.
So they actually gave you those instructions, like come here, bring 200.
Cuban Link
Actually
gave the
said
instructions.
that.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Okay, that's different.
It's funny as hell.
That's different as fuck.
It's funny as hell. But yeah, no, like it just didn't happen because one is like, I'm in a restaurant and I'm looking at all these. What's going on right now?
Mad loss right now. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't make it like it's just funny. Like I don't. It doesn't make me dislike him in any way because it's funny when you like what
Celebrities be moving different.
So and I guess it kind of looked the way. So when my manager was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "No, it's not that." He's like, "I get it. You're in Connecticut. You want to have fun." That's all good. Like, you know, how it looks to someone who doesn't know, it looks kind of industry-ish.
Yeah, it does.
But it's just, you know what I mean? Like, come hang out. Bring your camera. Bring some money so we can chill. Hit the casino. Get the interview in. That's basically what it all came down to. But the way that the picture was drawn, it was just drawn funny.
Yeah.
It would have been, like, for a dope, like, scenery, like, just the background of the game. Like, you know, the whole interaction, like while you guys are at it.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. Yeah, but just like you said, the delivery of it.
Yeah,
it
was what turned you off.
It was funny as hell, and I don't mean funny like, like shady funny. I mean funny like, you want me to go to where?
Yeah.
With $200.
Yeah. Like that, I would be taken aback by that too.
Like it's a running.
You know how long it's gonna take me to get there?
Yeah. Like it's a running joke. It's like, oh, you know, you guys want the interview? You guys gotta have $200 and go to the Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, in Connecticut.
Yeah. It's just funny as hell. But the thing is that I still have, you know, I still have the information for the collab with him. It's just a matter of when I want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because once again, you gotta, you know, even if you drop the deposit, you know.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's always gonna be something.
I don't.
What
want
if it's
to
like
have,
the first time around where they weren't answering you guys and some shit? Yeah. Or you do all of that and it never comes out.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's just like I just gave you because look, Little Busy son owes me a verse. My old manager Scott LaRock Jr., the son of DJ Scott LaRock, took money from me.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what I mean, I'm over here thinking I'm paying to be played on Static Selector show.
Like extorting
Hot
it?
97.
Yeah.
And what I thought the last straw really was the Chris Rivers verse.
You didn't get one? Oh, what he was supposed to get you on?
Supposedly. But once it came to light, it was just like, yo, Chris Rivers sent the verse, but I didn't like it. Well, that's my decision.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So pretty much, you know, it was more than $200 that he got me for. Because my thing is this, man. I'm an understanding person.
Right.
Yeah.
If you needed that money for something, let me know.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to pay it back.
Yeah.
But let me know. Be honest.
Instead of extorting it and, you know.
Right, making it seem like, oh.
And robbing somebody.
You're going to be played on this show at this time. And I tune in. I get the whole Sirius XM account. And, bro, they didn't play me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked up.
So it's just, you know, once you lie, you have to create another lie to back up that lie. And then it just starts. It's a snowball effect.
Like, how do you go to that extent of saying, all right, tune in at this time, they're going to play it, this and that. No, what else do you have next?
Yeah.
Like, that's it? Okay. So then, and you just keep repeating this for every platform, pretty much. That's kind of what you almost went through.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
I went through
that shit was
similar
wild.
situation. Yeah. People can be really fucked up in this business.
Yeah.
So it's like, for guys like me and you, it's like, what keeps you going, knowing that probably a big chunk of the artists that we want to interact with are probably the same way? Like, what keeps you going?
Love.
Yeah. Love for the craft? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You know, music is going to be there for you, happy, sad, lonely. In a group setting, there's always going to be music.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what just keeps it going, because you know, you start thinking of everything else that you've done, because it's like, you know, you can be encouraged, but you can also get discouraged.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start thinking, it's like, you know, I have 4 independent music awards. I did 3 festivals. If I wasn't doing anything with my music, then I probably would have just, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you start thinking, it's like, wait a minute, but like, I was able to get recognized by this person. I did this, and this person responded, and I managed to make someone cry by listening to that song. Like, these are the things that is like, yo, you know what? I do have my voice is important.
It matters.
Only you know when it's time.
Right.
Yeah.
Your time, it doesn't, you know, it's not in the hands of someone who double-crossed you.
Yes.
If anything, that's just a chapter in your book.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for you to speak on when it's time to speak on it.
Absolutely.
But, you know, my time is not controlled by someone else's actions. The best part about falling down is getting up.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know whatever happened wasn't enough to keep you down.
Yeah.
You was able to get back up on your feet.
And then seeing so many people around you getting so discouraged, and like, I'm sure there's plenty of artists in that same situation that got robbed blind and we're like, you know what, that's it, this isn't for me, thinking that like that bad experience would happen with anybody else, and it doesn't. It does happen. It's the industry, you know. You know, what was the saying, chalk it up to the industry. Like, it happens. But do you have the dedication? Do you have the love? Can you be consistent enough? Like, you have the drive. Can you find your purpose in this? That's what it comes down to.
I've made too much progress
Yeah.
to just like
Throw it all
let
away.
something go because someone took something from me that I eventually made back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it would.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I probably paid his rent.
Yeah.
His kids got somewhere to sleep at the end of the day.
Yeah, see it in like the positive light. Like, you know what, this was fucked up, but you know what?
In a way, you
we're
did
gonna
do a
move
good
on,
deed.
and that's it.
Unintentionally, yeah.
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 You know, you got to take the positive out of every negative
Yeah.
because it wasn't bad enough to keep you down. You woke up this morning, right? You woke up this morning. That's shit's just a chapter. Eventually, it will. I do speak on it. It does exist, but once again, like, you know what I mean, I might have took the, you know, he probably dropped me with that one, but I made it back up to my feet.
Yeah.
Tony Touch played my music. He didn't get me that. I got that.
Nice.
So, you know, it's just, you have to learn. Life is all about learning. You got to learn from that. You got to know next time to, you got to be smart about certain decisions you make, certain people that you connect with.
Yeah.
Don't
just
be
war
just
wounds.
so like, and the crazy thing is that this dude has taken people up to Sirius XM. And that's why, you know, I always have that question, like, yo, why me? Well, then I start breaking down, maybe why me? Well, when he would go on his little Facebook rants, I'd hit him up personally. That's one thing about me too. I'll tell you, if you have a personal problem with me, hit me direct.
Right.
Don't make this a public setting because
Yeah.
social media is very one-sided.
Yeah.
So address me privately, and this will get handled privately to where it's no one would ever know
Yeah.
if there was ever anything. You go on your Facebook rants, I hit you direct. Hey man, what's going on? Is there something that I
So
did
he's
to upset
ranting
you?
about you?
Well, his artist, and when he says
Okay.
artist,
Then
it's
you're
a collect.
included. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
And I don't have my other phone because I would deadass would have showed y'all. My thing is, I hit you, yo. Is there anything that I, you know what I mean? Like, let
Right.
me know.
Which is
Yeah.
the right way to go about things.
Right.
Yes.
He's like, nah, Ray. If anything, you're the least of my worries. If anything, I want them to learn from you. You repost something before I can even ask you to repost it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a soldier. I'm a team player.
Right.
That's just who I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that'll happen. And my thing is, like,
You gotta. To me, it's just battle scars. Like,
It is, man.
You gotta take some hits. You gotta take some licks.
Now I'm just coming back to my own, because I had a similar situation where I was catfished in a way. This happened like coming up almost on 10 years, and it's like, if anything, it just taught me to or the positive that I brought out of it was like, this game can turn rocky, and it can get negative, and people can be really fucked up, but eventually, like you said, you woke up and you can keep pushing.
Yeah, that whole situation was crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. All right, well, I mean, in short, I was a part of this collective. I just gotten off. I just left this 3-man group that I was in.
Yeah,
and I was just doing the whole
Did you find
Lil
it?
Wayne.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh wait, wait, hold on. Pause.
Oh, we'll pause the story. No problem. Yeah, because this is.
Go ahead.
I want to get more on this shit, so let's get into that.
Look, for example, right? What's good, my guy? Double XL is mid next month. Hot New Hip Hop. You interview with me, huh? So you got me for Double XL and Hot New Hip Hop. Right. That's just part of it.
Yeah.
What else? It's just a couple things, and then the crazy thing is that he never took a big portion from me. It was small. It was
little small amounts.
Right. Yeah. So, like, I'd ask him certain things,
like he would promise to get you on a platform,
right?
Like a radio, like anything like that. Your music played and it wouldn't come through,
right?
Yeah, like hitting me up to ask me if I sent them certain amounts. Like, my thing with him was, he'd tell me, "Nah, Ray, you the least of my worries. Oh, we good, you good."
But then treated everybody else that weren't soldiers like better. Like, okay, no, I'm taking them here and there, but not you anyway.
Because my thing with him, like I knew what it was. All right, I'm either your artist or you're my manager. Can't be both.
Right.
And he probably knew, like, oh, this nigga knows. You know what I mean? He ain't a buffoon.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I never said that maliciously, because there was a group. We were in group chats, and it was like, listen, you know what I mean? Like, if Scott is under stress,
yeah,
listen, we decide we're either his artist or he's just gonna manage us. Studio sessions. I work.
Yeah.
I don't live in the Bronx. I don't live around them. They'd be in the studio while I'm at work.
Yeah.
I had told them, yo, we should get on this Rough Rider beat. What happened? I wasn't at the session. That didn't make them think, like, yo, you know what? I'm going to hold the session and I'm going to keep a verse open for you. Nah. They dropped the freestyle. But I'm such a team player that I still posted it.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I hold on to.
Yeah. And a lot of people would have. I think I would personally be salty about it. I'd be like, these motherfuckers. Like, how I give the idea and then you leave me out of it when you could have just scheduled something and
But then the lyricist part comes out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, 4 verses. All it's going to take is a good 32 to 40 from me. It's just, it's just, it's not so much the competitor that does play a part.
Yeah.
But it's like, what, the same way they got the beat, I could get the beat.
Yeah.
So it's really not that serious.
True. Yeah. It is something to look over. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you can waste the time and hold on to that.
And overthinking, like, did they do this shit on purpose?
Right. Or you can just, you know what? I'm better.
I feel it.
It's very easy to fall into that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's natural. I'm not gonna act like it's not natural.
Yeah, we're all human.
Yeah, it's natural. It's just how you go from there.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we are back.
Episode 82.
With Ray Pearson.
Gang. What the fuck it is now? Ray, I gotta say, man, like I mentioned before in the beginning of the episode, we belong to that small subgenre of hip hop where it's like we're bar spitters or just hip hop lovers, but we also appreciate the showmanship and the majesty of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how big of a pro wrestling fan are you? I hope you're as big a fan as me. Are you still following? Do you WWE, the main one? Do you like the independent circuits? What's your stance on wrestling today?
I'm still following it. I've since a kid. As far as I can remember. I do still follow it. My favorite brand is NXT.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, I definitely still follow it.
So follow. Okay, you in tune with what's going on now? You're gonna be watching WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Who's your right now? Let's say current in any organization, top 3 wrestlers. I want to hear this.
The Fiend.
Okay.
Let's see.
I got you a good one.
Well, I mean, I'm overthinking it. I'm over here. Favorites, like my personal favorites, right now. Bray Wyatt, Darby Allin.
Darby, okay.
And Pete Dunne.
Okay.
With the
right.
honorable mention of Orange Cassidy.
I see. Okay, I respect that. My top 3 right now would be AJ, Kenny, and Finn. Yeah, I don't know, man. Finn Balor just does it for me. I think my kid loves him too. He loves AJ Styles, but his name's also AJ. And just Kenny is just taking me by surprise. Like I had no idea who he was like up to like 3 years ago. Yeah. And then I saw his match with Okada, all the 5-star, 7-star matches and shit, and I was just blown away.
Now I've been following AJ since Impact.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even know. And then I saw his Impact matches when he was in that X Division shit.
Right.
And I was like, bro, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then seeing him come in WWE, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, that Rumble pop was amazing.
Oh my god, this is nerd shit. You don't have to worry about this.
No, you're good.
Nah, I got chills once I realized who it was.
Yeah.
I jumped. I was working overnight, concierge, and I was watching it on my tablet. And when he came, I had to control myself because you know what I mean. Like, I was like, I ain't trying to get anybody fucking come out their apartment.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been following AJ since he's definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, no, definitely. And Finn Balor is.
No, it's amazing, man. It's just, and again, it's like I was saying before, it's the showmanship, I think, because we almost see these wrestlers as like kind of MCs in a way.
Yeah.
Like Ric Flair being the ultimate, you know, just that shit talking and just the persona that you have. And we kind of carry that as MCs when we're on stage, and also just regular life. When we talk to other people, like we hold that, I don't want to say gimmick, that sounds like a cheap word to explain it, but like the image that we try to portray or carry. Someone
gave me this, is like, yo, you when they come out of that curtain, is like you have to sell.
Yes.
The same shit getting on stage even with your music. You have to become that. You have to be Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Or even like End One Basketball, Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
You know what happened when Hot Sauce got the ball? You see everybody stand up because they know. So it's the same thing, and I'm not like that whole Ray shit that I do at the end of the verse. In a way, it kind of like, just like a crumb of it was like Bray Wyatt, or Let Me In or Run,
right?
So it's like, there is some influence.
Absolutely.
How you carry yourself, your presentation. Same thing.
Yeah, man. And everything that comes out in the punchlines too. Like, and it's just something that you realize that everybody kind of has a connection to, especially the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like everybody follows that. Everybody knows who Stone Cold is. Everybody knows who The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, those dudes, especially the WCW cats as well, if you're a bigger fan.
Right.
But I think that's a big thing right now. Or it is a big thing. It just, you realize how many rappers really kind of live off that. Like, we all kind of take a little bit from our favorite wrestlers and put it into our things because it's the showmanship. And it's like, if you didn't have that, I think we'd kind of just be boring. I think we kind of need that to kind of give us our fuel. I know I've taken a lot from that, just a little bit from every wrestler, whether it's the way I carry myself on stage to what I might say. If I'm ever going like off the cuff.
That makes so much sense.
It does, yeah. That's really where it comes from. If I go off the cuff, I'm like, I'm pulling from The Rock. I might pull a little bit from Stone Cold. You know what I mean? If I get my energy, I'm thinking like Ultimate Warrior.
Word.
You know, niggas like that. I think it's really crazy how a lot of people don't see it that way, but you can definitely see it for some rappers. And I'm trying to think like Smoke DZA, Wale, West Side Gun.
Yeah. Like
dudes that really push that. And I think the whole wrestle rap community is like a genre that hasn't really been like fully showcased as well as it should be.
Even in battle rap.
Perfect example right there. Yeah, just the fact that who's my favorite battle rapper right now? I mean, I like Arsenal. That's a Jersey cat. Sue Surf, K Shine. There's so many. Mook.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Oh my God.
Lux.
Yeah, somebody
Lux.
tried. I named Mook and Lux, and somebody tried like, really, to me.
I don't know. Mickey
What a
Factory
crime.
posted something recently.
I just looked at him like,
about
dude,
comparisons
are you
to
not aware? Like, have you heard them?
Yeah, no. Someone, Mickey Factory posted it, but he said someone had considered Mook the Jordan
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Lux Kareem as far as like the two goats.
I can see it. Yeah.
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 And like they said that like Sue Surf would be considered like LeBron, in a sense. Yeah, see, and that's where it got debatable.
No.
Kyrie, a little younger.
Yeah, or possibly a KD.
KD, I can see
Possibly.
KD. Possibly.
Yeah, no.
No.
I wouldn't
No.
give no.
Who would you put up there? Or who would you consider like, let's say the LeBron? He's not, he's not Jordan,
The
not
LeBron
Kareem,
of
but he's
battle
like
rappers.
today's quote unquote GOAT. Because I don't think you can call anybody a GOAT today.
In battle rap?
Yeah, you can. In battle rap,
Uh,
I think you.
I don't know. There's just so many heads like
I'm bad with names, so I never
Charlie
remember.
Clips, maybe
Sounds
Rex.
familiar.
Okay.
Rex. Oh yeah.
See,
It's
Rex.
possible Rex might have, Rex might have a title
Yeah.
up there.
Daylight is another good one. Okay, it sounds like you're iffy on it.
No.
Okay.
Did you see that Daylight versus Tay Rock?
I did not, but I
Oh,
heard
that's
about it.
Daylight. I see. Okay.
Daylight the
Yeah,
tattoo on it?
yeah.
Yo.
No, I'm bad with names, so like
Okay.
when I watch him, I'm like, oh, I remember him from this.
I
But that's
just hate
about
that
it.
I know him from taking a fucking shit on the stage.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
didn't know that was him. Oh, that was rough.
Find a way to watch Daylight versus Tay Rock. Daylight took off, man. Like
Okay.
that was if you thought Mickey was nasty,
Because Daylight's
I remember that one.
Daylight
wordplay
is
is amazing.
Yeah, no, like his whole second round, like a rock breakdown, like a rock
Yeah.
breakdown, was out of this world, man.
So no, that I missed. I saw the first round. I didn't see
Yeah.
that part with the rock. No,
Yeah,
I gotta
no,
catch
like
that again.
That whole breakdown.
Mm.
That was just like
The master class in lyricism. as
yeah,
they say.
like you know what I mean. It was one of them things where he knew he had to show up, because even when Light has serious battles, he shows up,
Right.
and that was one of them things where he knew he had to show up, but he showed up and he took off, man.
No, it's great. And just seeing the way these dudes prepare for these battles is amazing. It's just like a fight. You gotta do your research. You obviously gotta push it now. And I love the fact that they have in like these sit downs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like the weigh-in.
Yeah,
And just they have them talking shit. Like I saw something recently with
Cassidy and
and Hitman.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It was hilarious.
yeah, man, that was crazy. Saying like, yo, you're not a bigger star than me. I didn't know what to think about that. That he really thought he was a bigger star than Cassidy.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
in the battle scene.
in the battle scene, but then again, it's like it's all strategic,
Yeah. You gotta
Yes.
get in each other's heads.
right?
Right.
Cassidy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. His last. Who did he battle last?
Was it Goods? No, was it Goods at Arsenal? Listen,
do you
I
remember?
feel like it could be Arsenal.
and I watched.
That
and
was
I,
the last
and,
one I
And I
seen.
saw an interview. I watched the interview earlier today with Goods when he spoke on Cassidy versus Diz.
Mm.
Cassidy might have got him in the battle, but if everybody tends to skip over the fact that the night before, when it was on the main stage, Cassidy was getting booed. His own people,
oh
they what's that word? Sabotaged the battle because the fire marshal wound up shutting it down. They were trying to get the people off the stage.
Right.
There was too many people on stage, and a lot of them was Cassidy's peoples.
Right.
Cassidy was getting booed, and Diz kept telling him, just stop.
Yeah.
He knew that Cassidy was getting booed, and then what happened? They met up in the parking lot. That was more of Cassidy's setting.
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't much disaster setting.
Right.
That's why I was like, oh, Cassidy killed him. Well, first of all, I didn't like the battle to begin with. It was a hell of a mismatch.
Yeah.
Two completely different styles. And it showed. Not only did it show on the stage, it showed in the parking lot.
Right.
Cassidy, probably not a big stage guy. He's probably a smaller room guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So people was like, oh, like, this is whack. Nah, this is very
Nah,
fucking...
come on.
This
Can't
pen
sleep
is
on
out of
Diz.
this world.
Yeah.
It's
So-
always weird to me, like when you catch like the battle raps and it's so mismatched. I just never know. Like they obviously schedule these. They obviously like match these people together. But why are you doing it? I never understood that.
Well, at this point, I gotta think like that. Both rappers agreed to it, so they should know if it's a mismatch or not.
Yeah, no, like it's
I guess
Diz and Cass was definitely a mismatch that.
that doesn't happen often, but every
Yeah.
now and then you'll get it, and I'm just like,
I think it was
that's
the bag too.
too different.
That
Yeah.
It's
kinda
usually
flies
the
into
bag.
it.
Yeah.
That's all it is at the end of the
When
day.
I feel like but they don't get enough. Like, what was it like? When I was trying to do the battle shit, and I'm like, yeah, like I know they're out there. Nope, it was quiet for that battle.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to get like people want it. So then I was like, instead of battle rap, just freestyle. That's it, and we'll it'll be like a freestyle battle in that sense.
In a way, it's like what you were talking about before, as far as like people complaining having to spend money.
Yeah.
Had it been a smack battle or King of the Dot battle,
Mm-hmm.
probably would have had a better turnout. It's
Yeah.
almost like, do I pay $3.50 to sit in the nosebleeds and watch Beyonce do her thing, or do I pay $10 to go to check it? I'm gonna go hang out in the nosebleeds.
Right.
Yeah, I get you.
Right.
Mhm.
It's just like people are corny.
Yeah,
It happens.
it happens. That's some
Yeah.
They're
real shit.
corny.
No, I had a good turnout. It was me trying to get rappers to want to participate in the battle. That's what it was. And it was
I probably wouldn't. You see that like a lot of my bars are battle rap crafted.
Yeah.
and that's what I wanted.
Yep.
I didn't know you then though. I was so tight.
Oh no, you would have did great there, man. That would have been.
Oh, you
would have
killed that shit. It would have been you might.
bro. Like
You would have still lost. Let me no, so
there's a controversy.
there's it's huge. My judges went rogue, and everybody looked at me
Ah,
and
this story
blamed
again.
me for it. And I'm like, none of them are listening to me. I had everything organized like 2 months in advance. I had everything. I had all that shit planned out. And I had the right amount of beats. I should have probably gotten extra because there was like 2 extra rounds that I was just like, you guys want to do your own thing. Y'all come up with some shit. Like I had somebody.
I just don't like crowd participation.
As far as voting?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I don't like that either.
That's what it ended up being. And it was retarded because it wasn't supposed to be that. But the judges went rogue and they couldn't make up their mind. I'm like, what do you mean you can't make up
It's a fucking battle.
your mind? You knew that you...
The only time that crowd participation shit
traumatized.
counts was 8 Mile. Anything other than that,
Yeah.
that shit does not count, because then it's like, my man's comes through with 35 people. Guess who's taking the fucking the bag?
That
Yeah.
happened to us at a producer event.
Oh, yeah. And then even it happened to Saint at this show in Montclair, the Meat
Yeah.
Locker.
I'm
That's
telling
right.
you, these shows I perform and I leave. I don't wait. Oh, you're gonna be disqualified. Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
because
well.
you
Yeah.
know, like when you see other people go up, you already know. You already
You
know
see the
what it
Okie
is.
doke. Yeah, you see
yeah,
what
like
it is.
why do I want to experience that? I've experienced it before, where you
Yeah.
do better than the actual artists who win,
Yeah.
and then the people who see you outside after the show's like, yo, you should have won.
Yeah.
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 So it was like, why go through that? You know what? I'm gonna rock, and then I'll wait probably an act or two, and I'll dip.
Because I don't think it's still worth performing and being
Yeah.
a part of it just because you get new listeners. There's always networking and somebody who hasn't heard you in the crowd, of course. But holding out and waiting for that, no. Yeah, we even called him when we were all there. We were talking about it like, oh, this cat's gonna win because he had, I don't remember who
Bro,
won
the
though.
producer event. Not only was it crowd participation,
Oh, that one was.
but the nigga that
rough.
won was the house DJ. So
Yeah.
when they doing, if you want to vote for this guy, make some noise. So you had the house DJ put his hand over him, and you got the niggas working at the bar grabbing pots from the kitchen, going,
Yeah.
Nah.
And
bro,
then
come on.
it was funny because I didn't get. Was I there? No.
Yeah, you were there.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
At that one?
No, I wasn't there. I met you guys after. I missed
Gotcha.
Esco's.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's where we're going down.
The
It was
next like whenever like we got here to record and shit and we start talking about it, I don't know how the fuck it got back to like the guy that ran it. I mean, not that I'm gonna censor myself for nobody, but it's like, all right, it got back to you, and I don't know who he spoke to.
He hit me up.
Yeah, he spoke to you about it because I wasn't there, so I couldn't really like, I weighed in as much as I could. And then it was just a bunch of people that he was reposting or like tweets he would like come out with and talking about us being salty.
Yeah.
Nah, I had that situation.
And it's like, well, I'm not. It's facts or facts. Like, you don't have your house DJ win.
Them, like to the point where I wasn't invited to perform or get any type of repost.
Almost nepotism.
But I knew, but I also said like, look, there's nothing you can defend this with. This is bare ass favoritism.
It is.
Like if. Your dude shouldn't have been in the thing to begin with.
Right.
Like, no disrespect. Yeah, he's a great producer. I'm not knocking his beats, but that shouldn't be the reason why he would win.
Yeah.
Well, remember the one beat that was like a Drake beat?
Yeah.
That he just mixed. Like, he just fucked with it a
little
little
bit. And crowd
bit.
participation at that, because we're at his home base.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? And they didn't take that into account, so I came back on here on my platform, and I said, this is fucked up. Fuck them. Maybe I should have said it better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just plain wrong.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But when you speak your mind like that, yeah, I mean, I don't mind taking the L in that sense because I didn't want to deal with that shit anyway.
Because even if it wasn't like our boy that won, and that was my part in it. Like, it's not that like my people don't have to win everything. Like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
But be fair about it.
Yeah, it's just be fair because we knew other people in that competition that didn't. I forgot who it was that didn't make it past round one, and his beats are fucking Savvy, and his beats are fire.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of described the other beats, and I don't know.
It's some bullshit.
That's why I don't do competition shows, and if I perform in one, expect me to leave after I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, don't look for me 35 minutes after I get off stage. I'm like, oh no, Ray's probably already home watching TV.
Yeah, it's just not fun trying to have to prove yourself to these people.
Yeah.
No, I could never do that. Like, I don't mind doing, like, if I'm gonna have like some type of battle, like whatever, some smack shit, I'm cool with that. But like, I'm gonna have judges, and whatever the crowd has not, like, it's one of the criterias for the shit that I did was crowd control. And that's different. Because that's based on the artist and if they can control the crowd. Yeah. And if they're getting, to the back of the thing.
Because it's like also too is the way they introduce the artist to the stage.
Oh.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the real cocksucker up here. He's like, look at the way he's introducing them to the stage.
Yeah.
Yo, coming up next to the stage. Yo, you guys don't understand. I've been seeing this guy perform for the past 3 months, and let me tell you, he's got some fight. I was like, I bet.
You can't do that.
That right there, there's your winner right there.
you all buddy with the host and shit.
It's like, yo, coming next to the stage, coming from the Bronx, we got Ray Pearson. Then niggas, yo, coming next to the stage. Oh, man, you guys are in a tree for this one.
Yeah, like he doing a little dance like, shit, it's about that time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
doing the crackhead Harlem shake.
Yeah, see, I know. See, yeah, me and Ray go through the same shit, man. You see that shit.
I never really I've noticed little things here and there, but like you can tell, like a host has their favorites, of course. And there are times like where I'll do that for you. I did it for Homegirl. Like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but it's an open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for competitions, I've always felt that was strange.
No, you got to keep it regular with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't show no favoritism.
No, because then you're getting the crowd like, oh, okay, let me pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, and now we've gone so hard on it. So if you ever do something like that yourself, we got to make sure there's no favoritism. It's got to be neutral all the way. No, that we've gone so hard against favoritism.
Well, no, that's why I don't judge.
Yeah.
That's why
you get all the judges. That's the smart thing to do. You grab random judges who have nothing to do with the platform, but respect music and would know how to tell between a good performance and a bad performance.
Yeah, but I would be able to. I don't really do favoritism. That's why, like, when people accuse me of it, I'm like, yo, go fucking suck a dick. Like, I don't do that shit.
Right.
Like, because I'm very, like, you're dope.
Right.
But if there's somebody against you that's gonna smoke you out, got my vote.
Right. And I wouldn't be mad at you for that.
Love you to death, but no, I don't do that favoritism shit.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that is what it is.
And it's also weird when the winner, the winner's on stage, right? Then it's like, you realize, like, oh shit, like the judges dipped 15 minutes ago. And next thing you know is that the person on stage is the winner. How the hell is that possible?
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't do that. If I so happen to step foot in a competition show to perform, Ray is out of here after the second. 2 people after Ray, I already know Ray is dipping. So, yo, Ray, which dyno we hitting up? I don't care. Oh, you disqualify me? That's not doing anything.
It was really just
to
here
me.
to like perform.
That's it. Just get my name out, let people know who I am. If they follow me afterwards or they check my music, cool. If not, whatever.
The best thing anyone could do at this point, because, the whole CD shit is, is kind of a dead situation. Once again, we're in a bubble.
Yeah.
Print up flyers with the barcode that you can scan and go about it that way and pass your shit out. That barcode will take you to like one of them Linktree joints.
Yep.
Or it'll just take you straight to the website, your website.
Yeah.
Do it that way, and if they fuck with you, they're gonna scan it, go to your website. Everything they need to know about you is there. And you might just sell a T-shirt before 12 midnight.
Yeah,
there you go. Absolutely. And that is the goal of this shit anyway. It means more than just going to a performance and maybe getting a top spot.
Like it doesn't. At the end of the day, none of that shit matters.
Right.
It does not matter to whatever it is you do. Because if you living for that, if you're creating music for that, quit.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and quit.
Yeah. You're wasting your time at that point.
Yeah, then what are you really doing it for?
I agree. Now, speaking of music, I think it's about time we get into your music, and we've been wanting to get about this with where it started at with the EP. This was 6 tracks?
Yeah,
6 tracks. Okay. Now, first off, the thing I love the fact the way you started with the Rakim flip and the Rakim flow. Crazy. Now, what I really admired most about this was your storytelling on Rain, and I'm a sucker for Rain. I love Rain. It's just my thing. I wanted to ask you, is that a true story? The story on Rain.
When you hear it, what does it tell you?
Well, I knew he was going to say
it's telling me
like
about young love that was lost. Like an experience you had with a shorty at a young time, and you guys shared a personal connection with the Rain. So I'm like, something that close and that personal, there has to be some truth to it. I don't know if you expanded on it, if you just like, I don't want to say exaggerated, but like just added more to the story. Is it a all the way true story?
No.
Okay. All right.
That was the thing. Like, I was the kid in school when you had to take the picture and create a 5-paragraph essay. I was that kid that was super detailed.
Got you.
So, all right. So with Rain, right? I thought Forrest Gump, Forrest, Jenny.
Okay.
All right. And I was like, okay. When I hear Rain, I hear a strong ass friendship. That Rain. Like I said in the song, like I'll be your man. All you gotta do is say the word. I love you that much that you say I'm there. So you know what I mean? So it's like, then comparing Rain to like thunder, and you wore the problems on you that weighed on you like a soaked shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Rain is not, and that's funny that you say that, because a lot of people said that Rain was probably their least favorite on the project.
Really?
As a complete song, I'm like, yo, Rain is probably one of my favorite songs.
That's
I'm
a sucker for storytelling
into
tracks.
it. Yeah.
So and obviously it tells that you can put detail. You know how to construct a story in a song format. That's a big thing that rappers don't do nowadays. They just rap it.
That's probably why it wasn't.
But that's why I
favorite.
appreciated it.
I love storytelling.
Yeah,
I try to storytell on any project I can do. Even the Searching for B Rabbit joint.
Oh yeah.
That story told as if I got to Detroit.
Right.
And I just took you through I wrote that song as if you watched 8 Mile, but I'm on a search for B Rabbit.
Right.
So I'm going everywhere B Rabbit.
I'm going. Okay. Got you on that. I see.
So
yeah, that one that show.
It's just storytelling.
I appreciated that as well. And then it was funny because the rest of the album, Rain still has that hip hop feel to it. Riots kind of stood out to me. It's a more hype song. I guess you can consider as like more of the new age type beats compared to the other ones on there, which are like more boom bap. What was the decision behind doing a song like Riots, considering the rest of the songs don't sound like that?
Riots, that beat you hear wasn't the original beat.
Okay.
It was more aggressive.
Really? Okay.
So then, Famine, who produced the entire project,
Shout out to
he
Famine.
went back into the song and just reproduced the entire beat. I probably could have did something different had that beat, had what Riot is been originally presented to me. I probably would have went about it differently, but everything happens for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have something written out to the original? Like, did you had already get it started, or you were just...
Yeah, no. I mean, what you hear on Riots is what was originally written.
Oh, so that was the idea.
It's just the beat that was reproduced.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, it's more hype. I can definitely see that as like that's the record that I would want to see you perform outside. Like once everything's
for
going.
sure.
Yeah.
The original beat is fucking energetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I kind of wish I heard that.
Yeah. It was just
Like,
had
there's
harder
a video-
drums.
No, it was just like more like it was more aggressive.
Got you.
Like there's like a bit of there's a little snippet on my Instagram. I should be able to find when everything's all said and done. I'll play the original beat. I still have it in my Google Drive.
All right, word. All right.
I gotta get in touch with Famine.
No, Famine is dope.
I got a series coming up, and I'm looking for
you're
producers.
on a Famine beat.
You are.
That's the Famine beat? I don't say no more. I didn't even ask you whose beat it was. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
bet.
that is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You played me something, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you played me something, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no, okay, so Famine is dope. Where is he from, by the way?
Union City
He's from Union City? Yo, shout out to him, man. He's fucking dope. You
Yeah.
known him for a minute now, or?
since 13.
Oh, okay, goes that
Yeah.
far back. Okay. All right, so he's just been producing this whole time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it took quite a while before I finally linked with him. That was like, when I moved to Union City from Jersey City, that was like my bucket list.
Got you, just to work with him.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because there was a bunch of heads like, you know what I mean, like the OG
Yeah.
lyricists that I was like, yo, I want to be as good as him or better.
Right.
So I mean,
Oh, that's what's
You
up.
gotta get Famine for it.
Yeah, you gotta get Famine, of course,
yeah,
man.
you have to.
Now, another song that I really appreciate just because you were paying homage, Capital Tactics.
oh yeah.
So, all right, what was the decision to have a pun verse on there to close out the album?
I've been had that verse.
You've been had that
Really?
verse, okay.
That verse has been sitting in my email for the longest.
Okay, now why this project?
Like, what told you to finally use it?
Where I'm at skill wise, it made sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was like, you know what? Like, cause I did the song a couple years back, but that song was supposed to be something. All right, so here's a story on that pun verse.
Yeah.
I did the song a couple years back to present to Liza. At the time, Chris was going by Baby Pun.
Right.
Yeah.
So we was like, yo, let's do the song, let's present it. Chances are, if she likes it, we'll redo the song. So someone who started working with me at the time also knew Liza personally. Like, they smoked weed together. So he called me one day. He was like, yo, I'm here in Liza's crib with Liza. We rolling. I got on the phone with Liza. Like, this is MySpace. I've had conversations with Liza before. So it was like, bet what's going to happen is we're going to redo the song, but Arsonist is going to produce it.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be me and Chris with the pun verse, and it was supposed to be produced by Arsonist of the Heatmakers.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to happen, but unfortunate things happened and it didn't happen. So the song was on YouTube for the longest. I just deleted the song like maybe a couple weeks ago. I thought I deleted it once on Where It Started that came out, but it didn't delete. So yeah, no, I just felt like where I was at skill wise, and Famine's as big of a pun fan as I am, so Famine knows.
Right.
So when I sent him like, yo, Famine, I got a pun verse. Not a lot of people has used it. I'm probably the only person I know that used it.
Right.
So he's like, he produced it. Then I felt like, I'm not gonna just kick a 16. I'm you know what I mean? I'm gonna flex a little bit.
Right. As you should.
And yeah, that song was very special.
Yeah, everything,
Yeah,
man,
you
from the
flexed.
hook.
You flexed.
Oh,
good.
man, using the older lyrics from Pun on the You Came Up for the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, man, that brought me back, bro. I had to listen to that song right after the You Came Up with Nori. Had to listen to that
yeah.
afterwards. No, man, it's a very New York feel, and I appreciate that because I haven't heard too many albums from dudes in our position like that. So
Right.
it's something that you really like, makes you appreciate lyricism again.
And where it started at was really like, was put together because COVID ruined my plans for the second single. I put out Radio,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gearing up. This was festival season. I was gearing up for the second single, which would have been perfect to get on these festival stages.
Yes.
Then when COVID went down, like it just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I just found myself like stressed the fuck out, and I'm like, yo, like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I hit Famine, and yo, Famine, look, I'm gonna sacrifice 3 to 4 songs from the original. The original project is Apartment 2F.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna take 3 to 4 songs off there, and I'm gonna throw it for an EP just to keep the wheels rolling. And then throughout that, that's when I created I'm Nice, and Capital Tactics.
Right.
Everything else was from the other project.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think the wordplay. That's why I was like, with Capital Tactics, I got to flex a little because it's like, like no matter what, I still listen to pun.
Yeah.
And so it's like I wanted to show him like it was like, the skill is a thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think like I had posted the video on Instagram that was like this is execution rapping mixed with passion. This is me snapping. Y'all Mike Jackson, nothing but light work. That image ain't the same. Y'all stop blacking. I was like, oh man, this is a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I when I send a song to people, I don't even. Distro Kid, man, they really try to stop me from putting that song out.
Oh, they did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because as soon as I put featuring Big Pun, you have to get permission from the actual artist and show us proof that you got permission. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat this like a special,
like a hidden verse.
Like a treat.
When
Yeah.
people hear, it's like, yo, was that what I think it is?
Yeah.
So where did this verse come from? So I was like, yo,
Yeah, that
how
shit
did
caught
you get
me
your
off
hands on
guard.
that verse?
Yeah, because the first time I'm hearing it, I remember I'm saying to myself, I'm like, all right, I'm hearing the first verse, dope. You got the pun lyrics in there, and then I hear pun's voice. I'm thinking it's just a sample, and I'm like, oh, this is a whole fucking verse here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck is this from?
And there's more to that verse too.
Right, I imagine as much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Famine cut it down. I didn't want him to, but there was more to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then you ended it with the hook again, and then just clearing it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
thought
then
my phone started shuffling through like a next song. I was like, wait, what? I was like,
Yeah.
that shit caught. That was good.
So were you gonna put more on it, or like I guess you said that there was more to the pun verse. How much more exactly was there?
About another 8 bars.
Okay. All right. And he just felt it was too much at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I definitely wanted him like, yo, fucking
Just
pun
do
it
it.
out.
Yeah, man. 8 bars from
I
pun.
mean, an extra 8 is nothing.
I ain't gonna kill nobody.
Yeah,
I would've
right.
kept that shit,
I'm
'cause-
like, it's just an extra 8.
Bro, I'll hear all the bars that pun had. I don't give a fuck if it's
Oh,
4
yeah.
bars. Yeah, come on, man. You gonna leave out 4 bars? I wanted to ask you also the song "Living Legends."
Yeah.
Oh, you got some spitters on there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas is nice. All them dudes is there. I think I wrote down some of my favorite lines from the other people. Y'all was all talking your shit on there, but the back and forth, I miss that.
Yeah.
Like just everybody just going back and forth with the bars. I think the dudes LEF, is that a group?
Lefty. Yeah.
Okay, that is a group.
No, it's just one
This is
person.
a person,
Mm-hmm.
but there was 4, right?
Yeah.
So do I have the names right?
Me, Post.
Yeah, there's 4. There's 3
GR the
here.
Truth.
And
All
then
right,
4.
there you go.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
there was 4 on there.
Yeah, no, that was fucking crazy.
Because it's I do miss that, like the going back and forth and how it's clean but not clean, and like the chemistry.
Yeah.
You can only do it when there's that chemistry between the people.
That was supposed to. It was us 4
Mhm.
was supposed to work on a collective
Yeah.
EP
Oh, okay.
with Famine.
Okay.
It was basically we were trying to
fire.
paint it like the next slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I can see that.
You know what I
That,
mean?
yeah, that's yeah.
Things happen. And,
Okay. All right. I can see.
You know what I mean? Certain things happen. It's just I kept the song.
So it's,
Yeah.
okay, so this is
Very
like
nice.
Glass House all over again. That's cool. We're just reliving Glass
I
House.
have so much in common with this guy. It's not even funny.
You do.
It's crazy. It's not.
You guys are like separated at birth.
I know, this is-
Like-
bro. It's just
That's why I
I
keep
feel your
looking at
pain.
you, like
I feel
I'm
your pain.
listening, and I'm like,
because when I asked the question, I saw the quick expression change. I'm like, oh, he's probably going through the same shit I went through. Yeah, you know what? And I want to ask, but at the same time, I don't want to get too personal. But
No, ask away.
all right, okay. When whatever it was happened,
Right.
how did you handle it at first?
We try to find ways that it could work, but it had nothing to do with me. It just had to do with a lot of behind the scenes shit that affected people who were connected to other people.
Gotcha.
And it just like shit just didn't work out.
Yeah.
That's it's still it's still all love. We tried to do it again. We tried to revisit it. We even as 3 people. It just wasn't there.
Just the chemistry wasn't there.
Yeah, and plus JR went to OKC.
Ah, okay.
So that definitely wasn't gonna work.
Right. Now, the plan was to do what with that song originally? Just to, I guess, video and then make the group, the project and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We were given the beats. We were given a gang of beats to go through and.
Oh, for the EP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think another 2 of the beats will. Let me see. Anything from there? No, another 2 of the beats that were originally for the 4 of us is gonna be on the Apartment 2F project.
Gotcha. Okay.
Would you be open to like revisiting doing the collective or no? Completely
With
off?
them?
Yeah.
Or has it passed its course?
Or even if it's like not all of them, but at 2 of them or whatever.
Yeah, I'm always down to work with them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As far as like collectively coming together to do the project, I don't really see it happening because it's
But for
not the
another
same
song
when
type
you
shit.
gotta like, hey guys, this is the beat. Everybody mail your verses in
It's
because we're
different.
all in different places.
Mhm.
The biggest risk that you take when collaborating with anybody, whether it's a collective or just featuring someone on your shit,
Mhm.
is pushing the song
Yes.
and doing a video for it and doing what's necessarily done, because if that song has the biggest potential in the world,
Mhm.
that's all it has.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't.
can't
There's no
do
follow
nothing
through.
with it.
You always have to follow. You have to follow through on everything, but if the collective point, you have to
You
because then it's just there.
take a big loss when you can't
Mhm.
do for the song what should be done for it.
Yeah.
Again, this is. I don't even know what to say. I got so much to say, but I don't know what the fuck to say. I've just been in similar situations, and it's fucking crazy.
Right.
Now, let me see. Where it started at. Tell Hitler I'm straight out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see me like Pac in his funeral pics.
Oh yeah.
I love the punchlines. I love the wordplay, the metaphors. How much time do you take? This is artist to artist. How much time do you take writing these? Are you just watching? Because sometimes I'm just watching TV and I'm just observing shit, and it'll come up later. Sometimes I grab from conversations with random people. What's your process like when you're going for punchlines? Because you're a very punchline heavy guy.
A lot of the punches be stored.
Okay.
I'll be probably in the bathroom, I'm somewhere outside, or I'll be watching a battle and they'll probably say something. I'm like, yo, I probably would have said that better.
I could flip that different way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or taking something, not the punch, but something in the punch, and taking that and turning it into something and just storing it for a rainy day.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
That's that's pretty much.
That's MC shit, man.
Yeah, like and it's just that whole the I'm Nice joint. I've always been a fan of that flow.
Yes.
Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. I mean, I've always loved that. You don't have to like get aggressive vocally to get your point across. Them dudes are like
It's
calm,
smooth.
but
It's super
Yeah.
smooth,
It
and
was
it's
a straight
nostalgic.
punch.
That's
on
what
top
I
of
respected
it.
about it, because it was
Yeah.
a very Rakim like flow.
yeah, it's like it's like getting punched straight in your face from someone of that kind, or watching Mayweather dance around before landing the hit. No,
Yeah.
you got straight to your face. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't see me like Pac in his funeral pics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I had
find
to.
me a funeral pic
I
of Tupac.
remember.
Exactly.
I
And that's
remember
what made me
first
laugh so
playing
much
this
about
shit,
it.
and I'm like, just a few, like the Hitler line, the Pac line. There's a few other ones where I was just like, wait, hold on, rewind. What the fuck did you just say? Yeah,
Now,
punchlines are fucking.
I went and visited a couple other joints of yours on Cage Music, and there was one that caught my ear because it didn't feel like a traditional Ray Pearson track, but I see where you're coming from. It was Mannequin featuring Cito on the beat.
Oh yeah.
Now that one, obviously, it seems to me like it's not like the beat wise, it just sounds like it's not the boom bap, not the traditional Ray Pearson stuff. What was your mindset going on that track? Because I can tell that was like, all right, this can be a hit right here, and it's like more of a party record in a sense.
I wanted something different because that's one thing I want people to understand. and when like Suave Ramon,
Yeah.
I can write almost any song.
Yes.
What you see on Instagram, what you see most of the time, that's just displaying the skill.
Yes.
That doesn't make that is not who I am overall.
Right.
They look over the fact that I wrote Midi Marie. You know what I mean? They look over Mannequin. There's certain things that people, when they hear, they go, oh shit, I didn't know. Yeah, it's there.
Right. It's showing your versatility.
Right.
Yeah.
So with Mannequin, it's like, yo, I wanted something different. I was like, even when I told Cito about doing the beat, I'm like, yo, picture fucking the movie Mannequin and picture Thriller.
Okay.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It was different.
Yeah.
So I had to rap new, because sometimes you walk by a display and the mannequin looks fly as shit.
There you go. Okay.
So
I see
it
it
was
coming.
like, yo, you know what? The movie, and knowing that, okay, now I'm going to create a woman. I'm going to create something based, like inspired by that. And that's how Mannequin came about. Like, the movie, how they be dressing mannequins, and Thriller.
Right. Okay, I see that. Now, aside from that, I want to say, because aside from the music, you're also known for these grind mode ciphers. Now, how many have you done now? Grind mode? So I know you've done others, but as far as grind mode goes, so that's one of the more established.
I think between 5 and 6, it might be 5.
Okay. Now, as far as with that process, do you feel like doing those can kind of pigeonhole you to a casual listener? Like this, okay, he's just a cypher rapper, and they're not listening to songs like Mannequin, like Riots. Do you feel that's pigeonholing you? Do you feel like that's kind of stopping you from getting a more wider audience?
No, because a lot of these viewers are not. There's a good part of these viewers that are not Moreno.
Okay, yeah.
They're not, Spanish, or they're not black. Like it's you get a variety of listeners.
Yeah.
So if they notice you, your link is right in the description.
Yes.
It's good. Or like one thing Lingo tells us to do is engage with every comment.
Right.
So that not only does it build the engagement for the video, but if someone comments, right, like there was a video, like when I first put the Bar Christ logo on, it was like, oh, by the way, this is the first time I heard the Bar Christ. Yo, good looks, fam. I appreciate it. Oh, that you're him? Go to your page, check out what you got on your page. Oh shit, like this guy is making moves. Subscribe.
Right. That's what it comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's pigeonholing me to anything. It that only happens if that's all. That's your conclusion.
Right.
You're not you're not clicking the link, you're not checking out the music, you're just going solely off of what you see in the video.
Just making an assumption off of that. Right. So it's up to the people to really make that extra step forward. I just feel like a lot of people are lazy nowadays. They don't want to take the next step to just click on a link.
They're very lazy.
Yeah.
People are corny.
Like, it's just 2 clicks at the end of the day. Like, just going to the main page, hitting the link tree bio or whatever it is, and then going to the website and checking shit out.
And it's so simple.
It is.
It just
really
seems
is. No, people are corny.
like
we can't make it any simpler for people.
When people ask me for an email, and I'm like, it's right there. You've been on you right where you see message to DM me says email, bruh. Like
we've gone through this with flyers. Like it's just, you can put everything on a flyer: the date, the location, the time, the whatever, the regulations, and people will still email you the day of or hit you up. Hey, what time is this? Hey, where's this at? It's on the flyer.
Somebody randomly hit up Check It. It was for the November show, wanted to perform, and I'm just assuming they found me through the flyer that just started like circulating, and then towards the end of it, he's asking me all these questions. What's the address? What time? Blah blah blah, whatever. And then it goes, is there a flyer that I can promote?
Yeah.
And I sent him the flyer, and I'm just thinking like, okay, whatever, you're a piece of shit. I didn't answer any other questions. Like whatever, like you're a piece of shit. I gave him my email, did all that. I'm not telling you what time, and I'm not typing out the address. You're gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be lazy.
Right.
I'm gonna send you the flyer. Next day, hey, no, the day of, yo, what the fuck? Like I didn't get no answer back. I was like, I sent you the flyer. What do you mean? Answer back. You didn't tell me what time or the address. It's on the flyer.
I'm just thinking, like, as artists, it's like we're trying to think of all these ways to make it as simple as possible for people to find your shit. And I think you got pretty much the best way, just as far as a website. Yeah, it doesn't get any easier than that. But it's still having to convince people, yo, just click the link. Like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, to me, it pisses me off. I'm not sure if you feel the same way. Just like it frustrates you as an artist.
I went off.
Oh no, you go, baby. You go.
I went off on somebody in the comment the other day because I put up the picture of me, flipping up the camera. It was a jokey joke picture.
Yeah, I remember the picture. Yeah.
So someone comments, "Hey, DM me. You made a big mistake." So I go to the DM, right? Obviously, I'm not following this person, so they're in my request.
Okay.
Yeah.
The request says, "Yo, your music's fire." I went right back to that comment, and I went off a little bit. I'm like, "Yo, like, there's ways of getting someone's attention.
Yeah.
Anything business related, here goes the manager.
Yeah.
I tagged her. Any business related shit, contact and I tag Ivy Productions.
Right. And that's it. Leave it at
Like,
that.
why? If I made a mistake, why are you DMing me telling me that my music's fire?
It's
That's so weird.
No,
I would have just
people
thought it
are
was like a
lame.
bot.
He said DM
That's
me.
some
You made a
bottish
mistake.
shit.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe this person probably has some advice as far as in regards to like putting up pictures like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to listen out, but I go to the DM and it says that my music's fire.
Just to get your attention.
Listen, man, shit. I went right back to that comment.
What did you end up saying on the comment?
Nah, I said that, why tell me to DM you if you're telling me like my music's fire?
The energy was different.
If I made a mistake, why are you DMing me telling me my music's
Right.
fire? So I said, look, man, anything business related, contact Ivy Productions.
Yeah, he could have just DM'd you and said that
I
in
was
the
like,
beginning.
I said it. There's ways of getting someone's attention.
See, this is the weird shit that we go through as artists. It's like,
It's probably a bot.
okay, yeah,
Probably, trying to. And I hate when people string you along with like 7 messages
I found
straight.
it, and it's not real. Like that's what I was saying. It sounds like a bot, but I don't know.
it's hard to tell nowadays, man.
Yeah, like I hate when someone like who does beats hits you up, like, "Yo, fam, your music's fire," and then you're going back and forth with them because at this point I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to tell me exactly what I've been waiting for you to tell me. 7 messages before you tell me, "Yo, man, I really want you on one of my beats, yo. I got a special going on. If you lease 4 of them, you get 4 free." Like, yo, my guy, why didn't you just tell me that from the very beginning?
From the jump. Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like,
Bro, ever since I put that flyer up about like looking for producers for the EP series, I've been getting BOGO sale. That was the best one I ever got. Was a BOGO sale for their Beat Stars, and that shit was amazing. That shit was just great. But like it's along those same lines, and I was like, it's not that like you're gonna get paid if we choose them or splits, whatever you choose, whatever. Like we'll get down to that. I still got more beats to go through, but it was just the way, or the hey man, I seen that you're looking for beats. I'm clearly not a man. Like what? So just people just not. It's the aggressive, but not doing the research at the same time.
Right.
I know you want to market yourself, but if you're trying to make a connection, you should probably know who you're talking to.
yeah, like there's ways of just going about things.
Yeah.
I think it's more of that new school attitude. They think that it has to be a certain way when it should just be more direct. I feel like I don't understand it. Now, has that gotten easier for you? Because I'm assuming you're getting a lot of these messages on the regular.
Well,
Like just handling it the way you did. Like, do you?
that is probably the first time I've ever really had to do anything like that.
Oh, like that. Okay, got you.
It's just like, listen, lately I've been getting a lot of bot messages.
All right, we back. Had to take a little break. Juan gave us a very interesting story on his night out.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much always happens. So it's crazy out here. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate it.
That was good.
Yeah. Drunk people, man. I'm not good with drunks, bro. It's never been a good thing for me. You good with drunk people?
Nah.
You either, right?
Nah.
Nah.
Like I'll probably have like maybe 2 drinks, but anything to put me in a place where I think everything's funny,
Yeah.
I'm good like that. I don't. At that point, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything after that, it's red zone.
You a big smoker?
I don't smoke.
Don't smoke at all? Oh, that's what's up. Okay. No doubt. Shit. Hey, man, I respect that. Me, I'm on day. Now I'm on day 6.
Or 7.
7. I know.
Oh, you said 6.
I know. I've lost track of days.
Not smoking?
Not smoking,
Yeah,
man.
he's
My
not,
connector
yeah.
come through, and now I feel stupid because I didn't ask her. And
Yeah, I
feel
know.
like a fucking loser. Bro, I know. I'm waiting on the dude to get my shit, and his boy got possibly COVID or whatever, so he can't go pick up more shit. I'm just like, well, what does that do for me? So I had to.
Oh well, technically, when this episode, I said album, this episode drops, I hope you have Bud by then.
I hope so too. I
Because that's a whole extra week,
really do. I
and
know.
that sucks. I don't
when
think you can make it.
When you don't smoke, like your dreams are so much more vivid. So I'm just dreaming about shit that I don't want to dream about. Because usually when I smoke, I'll smoke myself to sleep. I black out. 2 minutes later, it's 7 in the morning. I'm up. Kids are crying. I gotta go get them. That's how it is. And now these past couple nights, it's just been like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I realize how boring life at home is if I'm not doing shit. So, oh my God, it's the worst. But whatever.
Yeah.
Aside from that, let's move on from here. Now, you said you had a.
I wanted to give you the space, the
Oh,
time.
okay.
If you wanted to quarantine and rap us.
Yeah. So it'll be our unofficial quarantine and rap episode as well.
Huh.
No doubt.
With everything, like with the change and everything, with the shutdown, venues shutting down. Do you ever? How many? Hold on, let me find a way to better ask the question.
Okay.
There you go.
What have you thought about in regards to Check It? Like as far as like
How to move forward?
evolve. What have you thought about?
Great question.
Ideas have been thrown at me to do like a virtual event where it's all the performers and then just kind of recording it from that point and just making it live. So there is that. I personally am very, I guess, old school. So I like having a crowd there. So to me, it was like, you know what? If I have to wait, I have to wait. And they were, to me, it wasn't like, because the reason for Check It was there wasn't a platform. I mean, not that there wasn't a platform in this area. So to me, it was like important to put something out because when I was in high school living in this area, well, not too far away, I had to go to New York or I had to go to, I was 15 minutes away. So I just always went to New York for it. So with this whole thing, it was like, you know what? As much, and I got the November show out, and as much of it the headache that was, I'm like, I'd rather just wait. I'd rather do an outside. I've been wanting, since the conception of this, I can't talk today, since the birth of this idea, I've been wanting to do like a festival type thing, but I can never find the right space. Now that there's so many places catering to doing outside shows, there's venues that are kind of setting it up where it may not be ideal, but it's a large enough space. There'll be a tent. There's this, there's that. Like they can accommodate now because of COVID,
Right.
so I can finally make it happen. So yeah,
Beautiful.
it's about giving that experience to me. So I don't know if I can personally do the live and not knocking any shows that do,
Right.
but I like that in-person type feel.
Right. I mean, you don't have to not have people. It's just opening the viewership to maybe someone who's not able to attend,
Or
maybe someone who used to, for example, like just let's say Mama Rogue, right? Let's say she just like moved to fucking Texas,
Yeah.
so
Love
she
her.
can't attend
Yeah.
Check It, but she can watch it
True.
live. Is like you can still have the in person, but at least go virtual to where, like I was telling you guys off, maybe somebody in Australia or somebody in France who's aware of what your platform is. Now they're gonna watch it. They're gonna tune into that one. Then they're gonna tune into the next show. It's gonna to the point where it's like, yo, you know what? I want to perform there.
Right.
They're gonna book a flight
Yeah.
to stay in either New Jersey or New York because they want that Check It experience.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
I
you
like
can
that.
still have the people there. You can keep it at a capacity.
I never really thought about combining it in that sense, but yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, and then just having to go about it a certain way. I have to figure that out too.
Now, we spoke about this off air and thing, but is there a site where you can have someone pay? Like, let's say we want to have them pay $5 to watch a live check it, and then they get like a special code to get into the live. Is there a site that does that?
There is, but take advantage of Facebook allowing it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because you could do it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
There are people on YouTube that you can send in donations.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured that part out yet, but you can go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can do it through pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way. And there's ways of doing it. There are platforms where you can do the pay-per-view streaming.
Yeah.
But there are ways of doing it.
Okay, because I think, did Facebook adopt Periscope? As far as their live?
I don't-
Is that, or
I don't
Periscope
think
was
they
bought up
took
by
it.
one of these places, right?
Twitter.
Twitter? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking that because it's a great way. I just didn't know what platform was doing that, like pay to watch, that pay-per-view type thing. It's actually, it's a good idea, though, because like he was just saying, anyone that's out of state.
You can use a platform like StreamYard. Or with OBS, you can connect it to Zoom or Skype.
Yeah.
You can do that. Use that as like, yo, you know what? I like what they're doing. They're starting to go virtual.
Yeah.
That means I could watch this shit. Like you can donate $10. You can, you can stress that.
Yeah.
They can donate. They could tune in to watch it because after a while, it's like, you know what? We're getting the viewers. Now let's gradually transition over to pay-per-view.
Right.
So if you're not there in person, if you didn't buy a ticket to be there in person, you can buy a ticket to watch live.
Yeah. Because I've had so many ideas on how to step up Check It, and the whole the whole COVID thing kind of just put Check It on the back burner for me.
Right.
So I've been focusing on so many different things, like his album and like the music that he has coming out, like the A&R projects that I have coming out too. So it's like a lot of little things that now I wanted originally to come back in April, and it was the first week of this month. It was a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, oh shit, that's next month. That's not happening.
Reach for middle of May.
Yeah, I already hit the people up, so so everything it's really just it's me, and then I got my Druvy. I got Druvy, so I hit him up. I was like, all right, what dates, what Saturdays are you booked? May. All right, cool. So these are the 2 dates. Just keep it available for like a week, and then I'll get back to you. So we're looking at like the first couple weeks. Man. Yeah.
Fucking genius. You remember him?
The drummer that was off to the
long hair
side.
Filipino kid.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's just me and him.
One man band.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be killing it.
Amazing.
Kills
man.
that.
He got that little loop machine, so he be doing his bass and he does his drums.
I doing this with him for like a year and a half never gets old to me.
No,
watching
it never does.
watching his set, just like I can literally just be like this. One show, I was just like it was an anniversary show, and everybody was like, "Yo, sit back, chill, and enjoy the show." I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I can do that for maybe like a portion of the show. That's it.
When he does Forgot About Dre.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
it's amazing.
Or he does Bombs Over Baghdad.
The funny thing, because I've been to about maybe 2 or 3 Check It shows, and you're like a ping pong. It's like, yo, she does not.
Yeah, she don't stop moving. She really don't.
I also come from restaurants, so I'm always on the move. I'm always looking.
Yeah.
I'm always diligent and got a whole thing ready.
But that's
so.
great too, because then it's like, well, at least I know, the host is all over the place. She's just not sitting in the corner,
being
not
all
caring
Hollywood.
about the artist.
Yeah,
she's not just over there pressing the button and record when you're ready, like engineers.
Yeah.
And now I got to the point where like we're so closely connected that the last show, people were asking me questions that they should have been asking her because they couldn't find her.
So and I wanted to take. I was just like, all right, we're about to start the show. Let me go smoke. And I'm outside, and I'm about to I think you came and found me, whatever. You're like, all right, so 3 people I was like, well, I don't know why he asked you that because I already answered that question. All right, what's the next? It was like my assistant.
So yeah, pretty much that's how it was. And I was just like, why are you coming at me? I mean, like, I get. I mean, at this point, they know we're doing a podcast together. They know we're tight.
Yeah.
So it's just they assume that I know all your plans. I'm like,
oh, the biggest thing.
She made the show without me.
The biggest thing was people asking him for footage. And I was just like, motherfuckers.
Because she had me being the cameraman. Because I was just going around doing the camera thing. So people came right to me. Hey, can I have that footage? I'm like,
he sent it to one person. No, you sent it to one person.
And I sent the wrong footage.
No, okay, 2 people. One person got the wrong footage. The other person got the video. And I was just like, you better fucking... I think Guest posted that. I don't know if it was Guest or actually.
It was Guest.
Oh, it was Guest. So Guest posted it. I was like, you were not supposed to have that. I didn't even get to, like, do anything to it. I didn't get to, like, add a LUT, add my logo. Like, what do you...
He just
like,
posted it.
Every other show, it looks a certain way. Like that, no. So that was the only thing that I looked at him. I was like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
And it was a big learning lesson for me because as I'm, like, filming this one girl, I'm just, trying to get the right angles. I'm moving around the crowd. And I'm telling the one dude, the one artist next to me, I'm like, yo, she sound good, right? He's like, yeah. And we just talking. And then she's hearing that in the footage that I sent her. Is like, hey, you can't be talking while people are performing. I'm like, oh, that's right. There's no playback. My bad. So you hear her performing, but you also hear me talking like, yeah, I'm talking like about her.
Yeah.
And the stuff like, yeah, it wasn't.
That
wasn't good.
I remember I texted, I was like, you're not shooting music videos, right? And he's like,
oh shit.
Well,
that's
what do you mean? What I do now?
Yeah, and then I just remember I was like, oh shit, I did do that. Yeah. So
but that worked out. And then I had a photographer drop out on me because he got booked for a gig in Houston. So then I got David, who saved the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you go about getting your videographer and photographer?
What was I gonna say? I usually hit up some people that I know that work with a lot, but I know. But at this point, I know so many, so I just like I'll hit up somebody, be like, hey, blah blah blah, whatever. So that's how I was able to get, because the photographer that I got like clutch wise, I actually haven't got to do any work with him, but we worked at the same magazine. So, but I hit up like my old boss, like, hey, can David, blah blah blah. Like, I was like, is it cool if I just ask him and shit like that? I was like, because I didn't know if he was down, for, like, if he was good for events, because I've only ever seen him do photo shoots. But he was like, no, I can do it. Like, I'm cool with that.
He killed this shit.
Yeah, because some photographers are particular, videographers are particular. The photographer that was supposed to work, I was using him as a videographer originally.
Right.
But I couldn't get a photographer in time, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna just have Pro do this if you can do just take the pictures, because I was at one point that I was just gonna take the pictures myself, because I don't charge it, not that I don't charge anybody, I do it for fun, photography, so I do that shit for fun. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own shit.
Little hee haha, I had to follow your photographer.
Which
I had to.
Yeah.
Which one? Q or David?
Do you remember the
CJ?
No, I remember. Oh, he ain't a man.
Oh,
Got you.
I miss her.
Homegirl,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hustling out here. She was doing a lot of stuff. She was an entrepreneur for real.
Yeah, she was. Because I think my show was. That was hilarious. So my show, it was the first. I think not the first gig for her, but she was still new.
I remember.
And I remember having to be like, and what was it? I remember guys were fucking. I forgot who it was. They were laughing about it. Because I made her, they were like, yo, why are you making it drop it? Like, why are you dropping it low like that? I'm like, what do you mean?
She was dropping
it. No, because I was told, I was like, no, baby. You got to get angles. You got to do this. You got to do this. And, like, I kept, so the guys were like, yo, how are you going to make her do that?
Yeah.
Like, she's just going to drop it low in front of me? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm like.
She had some revealing wardrobe. And yeah.
Shouts to her.
Yeah, shouts to her, yeah.
I felt bad, but I made that bitch work. I threw in extra money. It's fine.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I taught her some shit.
and now she can take that with her to future, endeavors and shit. Wish the best of her. I forgot her name.
Adele.
Okay.
Come on now.
He's on it. He's on it. No, I actually, how did I get her? A friend of mine, a DJ, he was at my job, just like chilling with a bunch of friends, and he ended up sitting in my section. So I was like, yeah, like I can help you guys, whatever. And she had her camera out, like they had just did something, and she was just like, well, I'll continue to take pictures. It was a bunch of them just hanging out after like their event or whatever bullshit. And we spoke a little bit, and I was like, well, I'm looking for a new photographer, X, Y, and Z, and eventually I booked her. She was good though.
That's what's up. Yeah. All right, man. Shout out to her. Yeah, she was dropping it low. I now remember that shit.
That shit was funny. They were like, yo, you just like, what? Because I told someone, I'm like, yeah, she's somewhat new. I taught her some stuff. I'm like, yeah, you taught her how to. They were like, yeah, you taught her how to drop it low.
And homie said she had the meats.
Oh yeah.
Like Arby's, she had the meats, boy. Yeah, dragging that wagon.
One of the
she
dudes,
was thickums, yeah.
One of the dudes that rode over there to check with me. He said, "Yo, man, I think she's in love with me." I was like, chill out, homie, man.
Oh shit.
She has a serious face, man. Yeah, I don't know when to say hi to her.
Word, yeah.
She does have the resting bitch face. She's a sweetheart though. She's amazing. But she does have the resting bitch face.
Yeah, I didn't know like how to speak to her, how to go up to her to say thank you, and then she hit me up randomly one day for your birthday. Yeah. And she set up the whole birthday cake situation. I was like, okay, she's pretty cool. Like she cares enough, and she set up everything, and then we helped her get the cake out the car. Yeah. Surprise.
I got her on the interlude, intermission.
Really?
She was passing me. I was like, oh, what's good, Adele? She said, what's up? I was like, word. In my head, I was like, yes. Yeah. I give myself the pep, like, yeah, I'm in there. You go, boy.
Phase 1 complete.
She said hi to me. Yes. It's like the GIF, the meme with the kid.
Yeah.
Yes. Success. Yeah, I feel that.
That's like Lisa saying hi to Screech.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, man, rest in peace is Dustin Diamond. That just brought tear to my eye, man. It's crazy. And they didn't want him in the fucking reunion.
Yeah. He did ruffle some feathers.
He definitely did. He was
doing some shit. He was doing some nasty shit.
You know what I mean? It was just too late.
Yeah. But so did Lisa, right? I think she wasn't cared for much either.
Right. She's kind of like...
She's out there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's not right.
Crazy.
She's sitting in the room, but she's not in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would have thought her the least. I thought she would have like been the biggest star out of them all.
Right.
I just thought she had the potential, and then
Lisa?
Homegirl. I thought so. I thought because she was
did.
pretty.
How high?
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
okay.
she had.
Mental illness is a thing.
It's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my God. I think it is crazy how that's become like the new spark phrase or catchphrase now. Mental illness is a big thing that's talked about all the time. I would get into that, but it's already late as shit. But yeah, it's a serious thing.
Do you have a question for Pro before we conclude?
Oh shit, yeah. Before we get into the last,
I just realized segment. I was about to be like, oh, is it time? But I was like, oh wait, no.
Do you ever see yourself clicking up again?
Oh, man, I've been through so many situations, and the one catfish situation I was going to mention before kind of killed the whole magic for me about being a clique. I respect cliques. I like the fact that, we can click up and do like-minded things and grow, but at the end of the day, you always have to look out for little bullshit issues like pride, like ego, and just shit that doesn't get talked about, that gets swept under the rug and never gets spoken about until it just blows up one day. So that kind of killed it for me. So as much as I'd want to be in a group again, I think like I'm pretty much done. Like the one that I'm in right now will probably be the last one that I'll ever be in. I think I'm good off of that. I think that's just sometimes I don't know, man. Just majority of the rappers I just end up not liking. You know what I mean? And it kills the whole vibe.
You start to see a different side.
You start seeing different sides, and then you just take yourself away from the situation. You distance yourself and just try to gain your peace back. I'm just trying to maintain my peace, and there's only so much I can do for these guys. And, it's a lot. Like, I'm trying to, like, also push my shit. I'm trying to make my videos. I'm trying to include everybody in there, and you realize it's harder to do than you first expected.
Right.
So, but to answer your question, no, the one I'm in right now will be the last one that I'm in, and I don't ever see myself getting into any other shit. I'll collab with other rappers, but as far as a big collective, I'm done. Right. I'm done, man. Yeah, because like I said, you've been through the same shit, so you know what I'm going through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of stress at the end of the day. That's just not needed.
Especially when they rely on you.
Yeah.
When they rely on you, and when you don't deliver, it's almost like in a way they kind of make it look like you failed.
Right.
But it's like, yo, man, I can only be me. As long as, as long as we have the mission on the table, that should be good enough that collectively, like, there's no front man. It may look like that because you're dealing with someone who, there's like booking a session. I do not go in no session. If I invite a female over, if she sings, she raps, I'm not there trying to sleep with her.
Right.
Especially if my money's going into the studio, you better fucking get in that booth and deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm not here to try to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm not here to try to get handsy with you.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Business.
Exactly.
It's business, yeah, man. I think that gets lost too in a lot of these fucking situations. So it's just turned me off from everything. And no, it's a good question, but it's something that definitely had to speak about. But yeah, man, it's just I'm over it. I'm over it, man. For sure.
Right on.
Yeah, man. See, like-minded. This is what it is. It's just so many other rappers going through the same shit, dude.
It's like I'm like with the same the same person.
Yeah,
it's like separated at birth twins.
Just different chairs.
Yeah.
All right, man. No, great question. Thank you, brother. So let's get into the last 2 segments. So we're gonna start with the fix. So this is where we ask our guests to give us a song, a piece of poetry, a movie, TV show, anything that has impacted you that you're just stuck on that means a lot to you. So that's called the fix. What exactly are you fixated on right now, Ray Pearson?
Suave Ramon.
Absolutely. Okay. So tell us a little bit about it right now.
Well, my cousin, DJ Hectech, has always told me that, yo, you need to be banging out some shit for the shorties, for the mommies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he's tried to get me on festival stages before. And it wasn't up until 2019 when I finally did the first festival. And he's like, yo, like, you gotta have some shit, you know what I mean? Like some Pitbull type shit for the ladies. Because, if the ladies love you, then the fellas are gonna follow.
Hell yeah.
So then it was like, all right, I'm gonna start. After that Puerto Rican festival experience, I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna do a whole project on Spanish sampled beats. Just that Spanish feel.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was originally supposed to be called Boricua.
Okay.
But then there was a situation where me and my coworker, well, not that we had an issue with each other, but I put some shit out there in a general sense, and he responded. So that for me, it was like, yo, you jumped out the window because I wasn't even talking to you. Because if I felt like I needed to talk to you, I would have called you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So then I was like, it got to a point where I was trying to call him. He wasn't answering my calls. Till I called the tower. I'm like, look, man, what we gonna do? We gonna fight? But I meant it in a joking way. I was like, what's it gonna be? Because I'll Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's good, man? Mata Machado versus Suave Ramon. He started laughing, so that kind of like broke the ice. So I was like, we good, like that's my guy. But then I hung up that phone. I'm like, wait a minute, Suave Ramon.
Yeah, and that's how it came about.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, it does sound a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
Than Boricua, I guess.
It's just the creating process behind it. It was like, I got to really show my the Papi Chulo Mace part of me.
Hey.
Right.
So, Suave is definitely gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just gonna be another thing where I was like, I told you guys I could do this.
Right.
And
showing more of the versatility.
yeah.
Is Famine going to be behind this as well? Or you looking?
Well, the second single for Apartment 2F, he says it makes more sense for you to put that on Suave Ramon than it is to put it on Apartment 2F, and it was it's a tribute to the Big Pun joint, the 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
So it's a tribute to that song, and it'll be on Suave Ramon. So Famine really has one track on Suave Ramon.
Okay.
Everything else has just been what I envisioned it to be. Sound, I still storytell.
Right.
Of course.
I speak on certain, like the feeling of quitting and certain things that would make me feel like quitting. So, you're still going to get, I get to tap into a little the storytelling, talking to the ladies.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I'm excited.
what it is. And also, I meant to also talk
Yeah.
about it before we didn't get a chance. I got to commend you on one of the things like that is the weight loss
oh
you've
yeah,
gone through, man. My man. That's his
Thank
big
you.
move. So how much did you lose? End up losing?
When I started, I was 389.
Wow.
I almost about 80 pounds.
Oh
Nice.
man, round of applause for
Congrats.
that, man. For real. Oh yeah, man. That's big moves. We had that already.
I'm jealous, man.
We got a bunch in there actually too. Do you even have them marked down?
Huh?
It don't even matter right now. We got a bunch of different drops
man, I'm
on
jealous.
there. Yeah, man, that's something to definitely have in the stash.
Wait, why is it not going? Oh,
Sometimes
because
it
I was
takes,
on
like-
it.
Yeah, we got that too.
That's funny as shit.
It's just ripping off YouTube.
Yeah.
That's all I
all it
mean.
is.
I
but
actually
that's
have to go
great. Yeah, when I
visit.
noticed that, it was like, man, that's awesome. Not a lot of people would put the work in, and it's such a
Yeah.
big deal now, just being conscious of your health.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was putting a lot of fear in my family, and I would look in the mirror. I wasn't happy. I wasn't
Right.
happy with what I saw. I wasn't happy with how I felt. Granted, there are some things about me physically that I'm still uncomfortable with. I
Right.
had my appendix removed. I still got that scar.
Mhm.
So when I go to a pool, I'm still wearing either a tank top or a shirt because it's
Gotcha.
just it's just
Yeah.
a scar that I'm not happy about that's there.
Right,
I
right.
mean, you got no control over your appendix erupting,
Right.
Mhm.
but it's just a scar. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, no, like it was time. Like I knew it was time, but
Yeah.
it's just when you're home, you don't really. Sometimes the motivation is not there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was walking a lot, and thank God that the weather's changing because now I'm getting back to walking outside again. It's a beautiful fucking feeling.
That's
man.
what
Right.
I've been doing.
It is a beautiful feeling
It is.
to put on your headphones, listen to the music, and just walk for like a good 45 to an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Even past an hour, depending on how far you walk. Look at everything around you. Look at your surroundings. Look at the people, the houses, the trees. Enjoy the air.
Mhm.
It's all therapeutic.
Yeah.
Listen to the music. It's all therapeutic, and it's a great feeling at the end. Like you take your shirt off and it's soaked, but that's a good thing.
It's progress.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's a fucking beautiful thing, bro. Yeah, because I've also I've had to do my own little weight change too, because I realized like how bad I was eating, and I was getting to a bad place because of depression, and it was because of what was going down in quarantine. I had dropped an album in January 2020. I'm getting ready to just promote. I'm getting ready to just head out. I'm looking for places to perform at. March comes. I had just started a new job in January 2. March 15th hits. I'm out my fucking job, and I'm stuck at home with my kids. And I'm just like, I'm beside myself.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to like get in tune with her and be like, I got to do another album. Like I gotta do something with myself, because that whole year was a tough experience for me. And eventually, I just found like comfort in working out from home.
Yeah.
And it did a lot of good for me. And like I'm trying to keep the weight down, trying to get rid of this dad bod. You know what I mean? Trying to look slim, look nice out here. And yeah, man, I agree with you. Just working out your body and taking care of your body just does so much for you, and it's another form of therapy that I didn't know existed.
And
Yeah,
it kind
it's
of like
just-
exudes like the confidence.
The confidence,
Yeah.
yes, man.
And that's another thing that
Mhm.
Suave Ramon works, because that energy, that boost of energy that I hadn't had in a long time,
Mhm.
it shows.
Yeah.
That confidence shows. And where I live, I'm telling you, I live right by Noches, by White Castle, Burger King. I live by a diner, a fucking pizzeria.
Oh, there's
The
everything
temptation
over
is there.
Once you tell yourself, yo, I don't need that stuff. Granted, it got to a point where I started eating it again, but that's only because you got to tell yourself, if you're in the city and something happens, yo, I either eat this Chick-fil-A or fucking pass out right here. Nobody's going to know what to do with me.
Right,
Bro,
Yeah.
you're going to have to settle for Chick-fil-A.
right.
Yeah.
So it's control.
Yes,
Mhm.
Control what you're doing. Control how you're eating the shit.
discipline.
So that it got to a point where it's like, all right, now I'm gonna train myself to control myself.
Right.
It's not that I overdid it. It's that I wasn't active. I was last 2019. That whole year I was working 7 days straight, unhealthy, barely getting rest, which it does affect your health.
Absolutely.
If you're not getting the rest you need, it does affect.
Sleep is important.
I was eating bad.
Oh.
I was working 7 days straight. I'm in the city. Everything's quick grab.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's easier to find a dollar menu before you can find something that you can really like.
That's something healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
So once I started this journey, I started including like meatless food into my meals, or finding like, and for a long time I didn't see the point of TV dinners. Shits have protein in it.
Right.
So I was getting heavy into those, and
Everything's portioned out too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, what to it? It got to a point when you think about, yo, what am I gonna eat? So then you waste more time deciding what you're gonna eat than placing the order, getting the food, and eating it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Those are three things, but you waste more time stressing about what you're gonna order.
Right. Very true.
So it was like then I started watching videos on what I can cook, or following like, oh shit, I'm gonna make this, and eating became fun again.
Right.
I'm happy now.
And you were prepping your own meals and everything. See, that's the way to go.
So
Absolutely.
You just gotta take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's your life,
Yeah.
but there's more people, who's as important, because you're a father.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man.
You gotta be around to watch your kids grow up.
Absolutely, man. I can't let myself get crazy out here. Yeah, absolutely.
So you know what I mean? Like, what if you're not around? Then
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself. You have to be around you gotta try to outlive everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And that's
Absolutely.
that's how it's gotta be.
That's mad inspirational, man. I'm very happy to see that you've gone through this change for the better, man. That's real dope, man. I appreciate that. Now, moving on from that, because we did get a little off topic. So that was the fix. Thank you for that. So Suave Ramon coming soon.
Yeah.
When is the date? Do you have a release date?
I'm reaching for April. I'm reaching for June.
Okay, so right around the
Oh,
corner.
right.
Okay, no
Yeah.
doubt. All right, that's
Right
what it
there.
is. All right, so finish strong, or start the summer off right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now moving on to that, we're going to go to, if you don't know, our favorite segment. Oh, you're going to play that?
And if you don't know, now you
I was
know.
waiting. I thought you were
nigga.
gonna
My bad. I
do
usually
it.
do a big thing,
you're
but
good,
yeah,
you're
yeah. Sorry. So, if you don't know, this is our segment where we showcase the best and brightest inside and outside New Jersey that you may not have heard of, so that you can get a listen to them. And as always, we gotta say, we do not own the rights to any of this music. We are simply just showing love, giving y'all a little bit of exposure. If y'all care enough to go and check the playlist out, you can go ahead and become a fan. Go a step further, check out the rest of the music, buy some merch, go to a future show, and just become a full-fledged supporter. So we're going to start with our guest, Ray Pearson. Who do you have today for us that we should get in tune with?
RJ Payne.
Oh,
You have a song?
nigga, I just heard him on Bars on 995. Crazy.
All right,
Crazy.
Superman's Curse.
all right.
RJ Payne, Superman's Curse. This nigga is ridiculous. And I heard him telling a story about how Royce ended up finding him and just didn't find his music online, had to go to his website, bought all 20 albums and some merch. That's love, man.
What was the name?
Superman's Curse, RJ Payne.
Yeah, I'm in
P-A-Y-N-E.
RJ. No, I'm with his shit. I just can't find the Superman shit. Come
Slept on dude, man. Another one is just like bars like crazy, and he's just not getting the proper shine.
I mean, being recognized by M and Lil Wayne.
That's enough.
Oh,
yeah,
it's not on
that's
here.
enough. He's another guy just one hit song away from like really getting there.
Right.
And
Or a situation.
That too, yeah. Because I think somebody told me what he was supposed to be in. I think BSF.
Yeah.
That was supposed to happen, and I guess it fell through or whatever.
Yeah, I guess, the whole shady deal, I guess, the schedules didn't meet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he doesn't even need a situation. He could just stay independent. I think finding the right backing
Yeah.
would be ideal, because that could take him wherever.
But what would be the best situation for him? That's what I'm trying to figure out too. Because I'm trying to play like dream manager in my head. Like where would he fit best? Because I feel like Shady sounds like the right place, but I seen what they did with Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, and the same thing happened with Griselda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't trust them, even
No,
though.
he can stay independent.
But he's got to align himself with somebody to get him to that next spot.
Yeah, like an investor.
Yeah.
Some,
like,
you know.
I see K-Slay rocking with him, but I'm like, nah, it just feels like the Papoose situation all over again.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
So I wasn't like too crazy on it. Do you know where that song is on?
Yeah, I mean, are you a Spotify?
Found it.
Oh,
Okay.
I just had to go digging. Sorry. Alright, my bad. No, don't take a screenshot.
All right, so we're going to get into Superman's Curse from R.J. Payne.
What they say about that superhero shit?
This nigga's too, have you heard him?
I've heard of him before, but I never heard the song.
When you the
It's
superhero,
just one of them songs where it's like, damn, you're like,
Yeah.
just talking my shit.
Yeah, man.
that's real shit. Pay attention. Look, see, I still got my surgical burns. Gave a couple women my heart and I got hurt in return. Barely say the word love, it's been perverted with germs. A couple bitches with scrubs that wasn't worth the concern. I'm saying, don't be judging me, let's cover these facts. Begrudgingly, I fell in love, it wasn't loving me back. Now love is love, but that love come with a luxury tax. Disrespect me publicly and then be wanting me back. Listen, I can see we expired, though we deny it. Fucking the good and making her yell won't keep her quiet. Couple things just required, but she been tired. Why complain about keep getting burned and don't leave the fire? I got married, no creeping in different cities. Got a deal and shorty ended up cheating cause I was busy. A fucking problem, she frequently did me shitty. This is real, don't ever think I'm just speaking to get some pity, nigga. I had a lady all sorta fine, it's mortifying. How she had a baby I thought was mine. Turned out she was crazy, I mean blatantly borderline. The doctor said that baby wasn't even a quarter mine. Just me and my music, she never left me since my mother was gone. The reason you gon' fall in love with the song. Screw the pouting, feel like Zeus on the mountain, about to rumble the storm. But demand too much from me, I'm gon' underperform, that's real. My last chick, I should've left her alone. Her story wasn't checking out, I kept checking the phone. Sending texts to different exes, I accepted she grown. I said fuck it and cut her off, then I set it in stone. I mean, I guess I'm a weirdo, the kid is bugging. But if you ain't Robert Shapiro, then why you judging? Stand up, man, feel like a scarecrow, a nigga thugging. Mayo said, remember the superhero don't get the woman. That's real, nigga. Y'all don't know what that shit feel like. Trying to save the world, make money so you can take care of people. And you lose your close.
Yeah.
Y'all can never ceases to amaze me, man. Unbelievable, man. Really, he's one hit away. Yeah, that right back in the right situation, that'll definitely take him where he needs to be. Cause I remember when he was Rain Man. I remember that fucking shit, man. When he was on that MTV battle back in the day. Oh man, I was like, who is this guy? And then like,
That's how I first heard about him,
Yeah?
and then you changed it.
Who was the motherfucker that won that shit? The light skinned dude.
Blind Fury.
Was it Blind? I don't know. I'm thinking about the other guy.
No. Recognize.
Recognize, yeah,
He's
from
on-
L.A.
He's on Tech Nine's label.
Yeah, him. I remember that shit. I thought Rain Man had that shit. I thought Payne had that thing. That was like fucking what, 15 years ago? That was a minute ago, bro. But it's good to see people like that still kicking and doing their fucking thing, man. So shout out to R.J. Payne. That was Superman's Curse. For if you don't know, Sade, who you got?
That's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. All right, shit. All right,
Yeah, you always
well,
go before me.
that's right. Okay, so for my pick, I'm gonna go with homegirl out of Detroit. She's a part of the Yoso verse. Shout out to Yosa Nova. Goes by the name of Rose Thornberry. She just put out a brand new EP this past week titled Mango Juice. We're gonna go with the title track, and this whole project, I'm reading just the titles. It's definitely about something. That's for damn sure. And she did a damn thing. Much love to her. Yeah, Rose, you killed that shit. So we're gonna play Mango Juice off the Mango Juice EP. Nice vibe to it.
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh, I like this already.
Right? Yeah.
Go ahead, Rose.
Give it to me. All right.
I don't know why you even try to pretend I'm not on your mind.
Never heard a girl refer to her shit as Mango Juice, but I'm intrigued.
I got a pretty ass face and my soul divine. Makes me
Yeah, you've never heard anybody saying like it tastes like mango?
Nah, never that. I've never heard the mango. Actually, no. I've heard other stuff. Never mango.
Yeah, it's like sweet like mango.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's time to let go. Don't you act slow. Keep moving, baby. We are
Freaky
alone.
bitch.
Yeah, so this whole album is like that shit. She on this shit. That's why I respected it. That's the guy that doesn't do anything else.
Oh, sorry. Merp. Sorry. I clicked the video by
I
mistake.
knew he was gonna do that.
My bad. Oh shit, that's why I was like, I went to panic mode.
And I ain't got no time to waste. So come off the bench, I want you in the game. Wanna see how you aim. Gotta prove to me that you'll be unstoppable.
All right, that was Mango Juice from Rose Thornberry off her Mango Juice EP, available now on all streaming platforms. Much love to the homie from Detroit. Rose, do your thing. I love the album. You talking that shit on there. I ain't mad at you, girl. All right, Sade, who you got today?
All right, mine is if you don't know alum, Soulfull.
Okay, Soulfull NJ? Soulfull NJ, I think.
Is that his?
I thought it was his Instagram handle.
I think
That's
so,
why.
probably.
Okay.
But yeah, Soulfull. God, I can't talk right now. He just dropped this video for March 22nd, which is his first visual from his newest project with Love from the East Side. I had kind of a funk not too long ago, so I'm not caught up with new music yet, but I definitely got to get that down.
All right, let's hear it.
All right.
Shout out to Soulfull. Very dope.
They gon' never do it like me. Nah, I did it all in homemade tees and a pair of Nikes. I did. They wanna see that boy in the box that they tryna Skype me. I'm pippin' with the mic G, a little more stable, just like I'm iced tea. Mixed the pure white inside it with the lemonade. The tattoo showing, screaming the gang where it's hella shade. Flicks gon' show what we made, like Madam Walker. You always know she good with a throat if shorty a talker. The old head said he seen more white than inside a Starbucks. We everything and then some. What the fuck would you call us? We just found a way when they locked us out trying to starve us.
so consistent
Hardened with
with
the
the
ice on
videos.
when niggas was
He
trying
just
to guard us.
dropped one, like,
Something like who? They
last
nothing like
week or
me.
some shit?
And all I got is this game to lane. Just like I'm
No,
Kyrie.
probably
across
not
the
last
side.
week, but
I don't
he's
trust what's behind me.
consistent.
Never. Fucking up a grand like I'm Tommy. Don't you niggas ever try me. What's up? You ain't gonna see me till it's summertime. You won't see me till it's summertime. You ain't gonna see me till it's summertime. You won't see me till it's summertime.
Oh, why is it doing that?
Fucking up.
I know, I really am.
I
I wanted to look at his other video.
What's up?
You going on vacation again?
You right.
No, don't do it. Oh, I'm stuck in Jersey looking for weed.
What's up this beat?
We gon' do it, then we do it
Oh,
again
comes
like
back.
we double back on them. What more could I say if I fade the black on them? Jeans never made me a slouch. Why would I slack on them? Hope they never
In the
felt
video,
I
Super
forgot them. I'm
Simple,
coming
it's
back
just
for
him
them.
on his-
Run me it all. That's gaming, then I'm taking your ball. This shit like OJ in the Bronco. My cousins like they papers with little bits of the Fonto. Shorty like they hit me with different shit like a combo. Basement sessions, emotions and all that. Getting this album work, that's why I ain't called back. You only pick it up when you need me. You do. You know when I do it, it's always Fiji. And don't be asking me why yet, just to kiki. I know you ain't get it cause you ain't.
I don't think so. I just think that, you know,
It's more oversaturated to the point where it's just like people
Yeah.
see a video once and that's it. Like I used to just like wait for like the new Jay-Z
Oh my
video,
God,
the Wayne
yeah.
video, and be like,
Yeah.
yo, I'll watch this, or the Drake video.
fucking Hype Williams.
Hype Williams directed. Now it's just not as hype anymore.
Yeah.
That's
No
why I
one
kind of.
cares.
That's why I wanted to do that trailer, just to be like a little different. I mean, it's not that different, but I wanted to be like, these do exist.
Yeah, like dope videos can still exist, and
Yeah.
also just it's created a whole bunch of low budget videos, but those are still dope too. Like, there's
Yeah.
beauty in that too as well.
Ours was low budget as fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we did Black Noir last week. We're premiering it later today. Now that it's Friday, and I wanted a black and white video, and I just wanted something like
It's just what you put into it.
yeah, it's
If
really
you
it.
just like, some fucking digital Polaroid camera, but it's just, you have to at least treat your shit with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the editing got to be on point too, because that's really what makes the video.
Yeah,
not
the
just
editing.
the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can shoot on the best fucking camera, 8K in the world, but if you don't have your editing right or know
Right.
where your transitions are going, viewers not going to be interested.
Yeah.
You know, it's a visual, sure, but you got to add a little more to it. You know,
Right.
whether it's graphics, overlays, little shit like that. So that shit I've been learning and just trying to implement into my own shit. you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. So
Anytime I was actually telling Saint this earlier. Anytime that you point, it's like the way that he, like, because he for the music videos when like it's like he's performing in front of a crowd, the same exact way. Besides, like actually, without the audience. So whenever he points and does all this and looks up, I'm like, oh, you just gave me like a mad transitions.
yeah.
When anything you did this, I was
Yeah.
like, bam, I already know what I'm
Continuity. I
doing.
knew at that point I'm gonna say like this, so you have different shots of me doing that. That's just something I learned back in the day, just watching other videos.
Yeah.
And it's
Very-
it's easy. You should just, if you can perform a lyric with your hands to tell people what's going on, that helps too.
Yeah.
So
But it helps for the
helps for the aesthetic.
yeah, because I remember when we were doing one video, you were like, oh, every couple bars, and I was like, oh, I don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you could fit, but if I see something, you point to something, oh, we're going to the next scene.
And
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
I fuck with that. All right, so that was our If You Don't Know. As always, these songs will be available on our If You Don't Know playlist, available on Apple Music and Spotify playlists as well. And again, we do not own the rights to any of his music. We are just simply showing love, getting a little bit of exposure, hoping that y'all will follow these artists and become fans, and hopefully buy some merch, buy an album, just show support out here, because these are hard-working motherfuckers,
Hell
and they
yeah.
keeping us alive through this pandemic. So shout out to all the artists that were featured here today. With that being said, I want to thank Ray Pearson for coming through, Bar Christ. And, man, I got to say, my man, I have a newfound respect for you that I didn't have before. This is exactly the talk that I felt I needed as an artist. Everything that we talked about on air and off air really has struck a chord with me. And I'm going to take this further tomorrow. I got a lot of shit to handle, and this conversation made that worthwhile. So I thank you for that, sir. You got any last thoughts?
What's
Oh, you'll see. It won't matter because you're on vacation, so I'll handle it from mine.
I'm still gonna have to work. He's so insistent. I mean, I understand and I appreciate it. He's so insistent on me not working, but I still have to like.
Because you do so much. He stayed up till like 7 in the morning doing his fucking video, and then was drinking at 8 in the morning.
It was
I'm
it was a
like-
celebratory drink.
But I'm like, bro, just fucking relax,
Yeah,
get some
you
sleep.
just you don't know when to turn it off.
I don't. I don't. The 2 days ago, my body did it for me. I
That's
literally
what I'm
was just like,
saying. You better start doing it, or your body's gonna do it a lot more often. For
no,
you.
but think about it. Listen, right?
Mhm.
I spent it was like a month and a half of me sleeping, being all depressed and shit.
Yes, I remember.
So
that.
I have a lot of like just
Pent-up
energy. Yeah, and then I finally am happy. Like I can be creative again. I'm in a good place, and I just can't wait to work. So yeah, you know what? Maybe I took an extra 2 meetings this week. That probably didn't help.
I'm just saying, just
yeah.
keep the work at a minimum when you're on vacation. At least do that for me.
Okay.
If you want to answer text, cool. If you want to tweet, that's fine. But like, just
So
No.
then I'll hand you some stuff from the pod to do.
that's fine. If I can help, sure. That's
Put
fine.
all your ideas in your notes app.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like you going to what? Look, next week?
Yeah, I'm not taking. I'm taking my laptop with me, but I'm not gonna take any stuff. Like I'm working with the singer, and I just recorded a couple covers for her. I'm not gonna take those memory cards with me though.
Okay. That's just, or,
So I'm leaving that. I'm leaving all
I'll
her
fuck with
stuff
that.
on a hard drive that's gonna be right here. If I don't finish this episode though, I'm gonna
You'll
gonna do
know
that.
come Wednesday morning,
yeah.
Wednesday afternoon if she
shut up.
she'll
Yeah.
be be out there like, yo, check out this transition.
If she hit me with that, bro, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. If you don't get the fuck in the
Yo,
pool,
homegirl is gonna probably gonna post the cover, and he'd be like, what the fuck did I tell you?
yeah,
Did you do this?
yeah, I'm gonna see it,
It's
and I'll
just
be
one of them
mad.
things that
I'm
you-
gonna tell her to
you don't know
block
when
you.
to turn it off.
I'm not mad that you're a
shit.
workaholic. I don't want it to affect you in the long run, because I know you do a lot. That's all. So I'm just
does.
looking out for you as your friend.
Yeah.
You know, I care. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
You reap the benefits though, so
Yeah, but I don't take it for granted. That's why
No,
I
you
want to look
don't.
out for you.
You are good
Exactly.
with that.
Yes,
You are
yes.
good with that.
Because I care first. You're my friend first. Fuck all the music shit. All right, so with that being said, I just want to remind everybody this has been episode 82.
Any shout outs?
Oh, yeah. My
Maybe
bad.
your sister, Katie.
Shouts to y'all for having me come through, and it was something that the moment I realized you guys had a podcast, I know I wanted to chop it up with y'all.
Word,
but
word.
so shouts to y'all, man.
Thank
And just
you.
shouts to everybody else, and I'm gonna say this. This is a bit different, but wrestling drummer. I can't stand him.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No,
I was going to say.
no. What I want
I
to
was
do
just
is like, yo,
Jack, no. Yeah.
what
okay,
that dude needs, yo, is someone that's gonna match his vision. Fucking wrestling drummer is gonna take off, man.
Yeah.
That kid is gonna take off.
Yeah.
Once a producer, and I'm not talking about like some urban, someone who matches his vision. That kid got some serious fucking longevity coming his way.
And just the way he's so like passionate about it and so persistent.
Yeah.
And yet when you meet him, like we were at a Halloween show, he had a mask on and I didn't know that was him. And he just waved and I was like, okay, I don't know who
He
you
walked
are.
around with the heavyweight title.
And then when I
Yeah.
seen him with the heavyweight, I was
cruiserweight title, my bad, cruiserweight
Jack.
title.
And then he just
Yo,
did
I can
this.
put him through to someone that does custom belts. Yo, like this, like I know I'm doing the shout out, but I just want to point that out. That yo, like he seriously got some.
He does. You can see it.
He got some shit coming his way.
Yeah.
All he needs is someone to match his vision.
Yeah.
and it's a
and back him
wrap.
up. Yeah.
It's a wrap, and I just want to do a special shout out to him because I see it, I hear it, I sense that energy. It's there. He's just not that he's lacking it, but what he needs
He needs
is
that
someone
extra push,
to match
maybe.
his
The potential is
vision.
there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Once he
potential is
finds
there.
someone, once someone gets their hands on him that matches his what that sound, what it is, it's takeoff. So aside
he
from
is-
shouting out everybody else who's been supporting me, shouts to him. Shouts to my co-host Jomi Lowe's Quarantine and Rap.
Right.
Shouts to everybody involved, Sage and Tyler. Shouts to Katie K. And yeah, word.
Word up. All right, that's what it is, man. Y'all already know. It's the motherfucking gang, episode 82. We're joined by Ray Pearson. And, of course, you can find us at the Lyrical Fix Pod on IG, Lyrical Fix on Twitter, Lyrical Fix Podcast on Facebook. Make sure to check us out on Apple, Audio Mac, Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, all them fucking podcast sites. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Give us those 5-star ratings. Keep us hot out on these podcast streets for the podcast. The
Shout
host-
out to DJ Smalls.
Oh my God, we did not shout
and
out
I
DJ
said it
Smalls.
right
We said
before
at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
DJ
were-
Smalls being our feature producer of the
For
month.
April,
Very
yes.
sorry about that, but we'll make
I
sure
was
to
just
get
like,
you
wait.
at the
Oh,
beginning.
shit.
We still gonna play your beat anyway, bruh.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure you get your love. This has been the gang, episode 82. Reminder: please wash your hands, wash your face, wash your ass, cause it's nasty out here, and these young
Yep,
niggas
yep.
don't know to keep a mask on.
Not at all.
Peace, peace.
Peace.